information.
Welcome once again to Clinical Theurgy, episode 43. Heaven forbid we not have a clean transition.
And on that campaign slogan, we got Steve kicked off of Twitch.
No, people have to watch the channel in order to report me.
You're right. I don't have enough skin showing. Let me show my shoulders. Maybe that'll do it.
Nope. Now I'm demonetized.
Damn.
But yeah, last session was a pretty just run-of-the-mill session, right? You guys didn't really do anything. Chatted about like dinosaurs, and yeah.
Antaeus gave an extended presentation on rocks.
Yeah.
And the
big geology.
It's into my new paleontology career that I'm going for.
The rocks date the fossils, and the fossils date the rocks.
Kill two pterodactyls with one stone. That's what I was gonna say because I don't know how to pronounce
pterodactyl. It's pterodactyl.
Is that like Pantera bread?
Pantera bread. Walk.
Pantera the band.
What do you eat?
But last time Niev came back to life after the party went through some expense and had to talk with a cleric that was basically trying to trick Niev into saying that she just needed to stay dead. But she woke up. She physically felt the same, but there was something different at the same time, and she doesn't know quite what that is. She had to basically merge with some of her past lives in order to return. So after we got done at the temple, we planned our day. We wanted to go look for Ivy's family gem, and we were going to go to the archives of Megiddo to do that. Ivy touched the door and disappeared, and we spent a few minutes trying to figure out what had happened. When we went and touched the door, nothing happened, and it turned out you had to knock and make contact with the door, and they have to allow you to come through. On the other side of the door, there were these people, and it was like a conference room, and they basically were asking Ivy if we should be allowed in, and when she said yes, then basically after that, when we knocked and put our hand on the door, we each appeared, basically. They wanted to make sure we were trustworthy, so we teleport into this conference room with her. Basically, it's a little more than half of the archivists of Megiddo that are in this conference room. They're also the heads of the families, or I don't know, are they crime syndicates? They're not really. They're kind of just enforcers.
What if it's not a crime? If they don't consider it a crime, it's not a crime.
True. So they're just, families or gangs or organizations.
It's like I learned when I was a kid. A family is people and a family is love. That's a family. They come in all different sizes and different kinds. And theirs are just right for them.
Ohana means family.
It was basically the heads of the various organizations that run Megiddo. And they had heard that one day a warrior of the Phelps family would come. One of them was very sexist and I didn't think it would be a woman,
Ooh.
And but they aren't exactly happy that she's come. There were 3 men and 1 woman.
Sexist or
woman.
just telling it like it is?
Brother.
Let's see. So, and the sexist guy was named Vlastocask. He apparently has the highest stake and has contributed the most. So basically, the bottom line is they didn't want to just give us this gem. We have to pass a test, or Ivy does, but we can help. They want us to get an object from the Frost King. It's an item that is causing chaos and causing the ogres or the giants to be more, hostile. The hill giants, like the ones we ran into.
I think it's not technically, or I think they don't technically know if it's an item, but they kind of assume it is at the moment, if I remember right.
Yeah. And so we agreed to undertake this task. We informed Ninoslav that we've, kind of got a side errand to do, and he's just like, don't take too long, but okay. So then we spent some time.
Sorry, did I mess this up when I was like listening to this? I thought that we were going after the thing that Ivy actually wants, and then because I remember Whitney being like, "Oh, why aren't you telling me exactly where it is?" And they're like, "Well, I am telling you where it is," and all this stuff. Why did you say that? If that's not.
Yeah, the thing
I
is
was
that, like,
asking them why they aren't telling me exactly where the location of people were, not the item. They have the item I want.
Mhm.
They're not willing to let me look at it. Or
Okay,
even
when you
talk
asked that
about
question, I thought you were
But-
talking about the item for some reason. So,
No, they're
No,
not giving
they're
her the
talking about
information she
locations.
needs to fulfill the thing that they want her to do to look at the
Right.
item.
But
Okay, yeah, I
they
missed
of
that middle
course
step. Okay.
explain they don't have scrying, so they can't tell you exactly where it is.
Right. Okay.
I mean, let's be truthful. Douchebag sexist McGee didn't really explain that because
He
won't really say
did.
much to me.
According in his mind, if only your
Sure,
womanhood
in
understood.
his
I mean,
mind.
Gluron understood clearly, so.
Well, yes.
That's why I started talking to other characters, because I was like, well, this guy doesn't have a high enough intelligence to speak to me.
He's
So
a high enough intelligence. He just doesn't give a shit.
his actions
So-
say otherwise.
After we meet with the lovely people there, we start making preparations to go to the mountains. We get some cold weather clothes, that kind of thing. And then we start trying to negotiate with the inn that we're staying at. Basically, we're just wanting them to look after our horses, feed them, care for them. Basically, we have to pay for our room that we're not using, and we didn't like the fact that they were like, well, you'll still be liable for anything that happens when you're gone, and so Ivy decided to try a different approach to get us a better deal and take out some frustration at the same time.
And now there's a man with a broken pelvis.
That's his own fault.
He knew what he was signing up for.
He challenged her to the ancient martial art of snoo.
I mean, basically, he did.
Death by snoo.
So that's kind of where we left off.
Yeah. A long trip out east. Into the cold, tall mountains. Ridge, forest, tall mountain.
I believe we've precasted some Endure Elements because I have missing spell points, and I'm assuming this is a new day. So we should have Endure Elements and Shield Others up, right?
You also had cast a lesser or restoration on me. That might be part of it too.
True, yes.
But I don't think any Endure Elements have been cast.
That sounds reasonable. So yeah, we would definitely... Oh wait, we didn't want to do that yet because we would just do it when basically we saw it was starting to get cold, I guess.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I have that prepared as well.
Yeah, I just want to make sure my spells are all correct. Yeah, they look like I fixed this last time. Yep, I think I'm good.
It is a few days' travel into the mountains. Does everybody feel like they are ready for this journey?
Were we concerned about... Why were we not concerned about food? I have 10 rations on me. Did everyone else have rations?
We
and
have
stuff in
rings
case?
of sustenance, don't we?
Oh, did those kicked in, right?
You've had them for
Yeah.
more than a week now.
Okay, so we're not worried about it. Okay.
And I think that I can produce food too if we need it.
Okay.
That's good. In case
Yeah.
something
I
happens.
just wanted to make sure we were thinking about all the things.
Produce snacks.
Wait,
Ooh.
we're not bringing our cart. How are we sleeping? Do we have a tent? Does Ivy have a tent?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So I think we're... Unless anyone else can think of anything as we're leaving town, we got our food covered. We can create water easily. We got tents, bedrolls.
Our clothes.
Yep, winter outfits. We got those. I think we're good.
Cool.
That's all I can think of.
What I like to hear. We're good.
Famous
to
last
die.
words.
Wait. We did discuss and Teas, so you were... I guess we'll do this in character. Didn't we discuss we were going to have a gift ready for this king in case we wanted to barter with him? Or at least try to? Do you want to carry an empty casket to try your ale thing again, or do you want to try something else?
We could do that. I don't know if I have anywhere I can store that safely. Let's see. Yes, I'm pretty close to capacity.
Well, I'm a dwarf. I can carry it if we have a way to do it.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you think that's the best thing?
Well, there's a number of things that I could do using this, so if that's not necessarily something that he'd be interested in, then perhaps there's something else, but...
Do you need anything else for those other ideas, or just this casket will suffice?
Oh, wait, actually we have one, don't we, on the cart?
I don't know if you bought multiple. We gave our one to that other gentleman.
No, you're right. I bought that in the other town. My apologies.
So I guess we look for an empty barrel, or whatever they're called.
Yep.
Casket.
An empty cask, not casket.
Whoa!
No, not
a
casket.
It's a giant.
The
So,
casket
maybe
is
we
just
need-
for, when we think we're ready and Steve gets to kill us, we'll just have a casket ready.
Well, no, we have to have the casket ready because we need it for a larger creature. That amount of ale is not going to get him drunk.
I guess how much is that?
Barrel is the other word.
It's relatively cheap, I believe.
Chase, is there anything else we should buy while we're buying this? Any other ideas you think you might need for anything this giant might like?
I don't know if I was able to
A
remember
barrel
what.
is 2 gold.
2 gold? I'll pay for it.
I don't think I was able to come up with anything like specific about the giants as far as like what they.
Nope. You were.
I don't think I asked actually.
You did. Yep.
Oh, I did.
Yep.
Okay. I couldn't remember if I had asked about that specifically. I knew I asked about a bunch of random things.
Here's a
It's been
thought.
a couple weeks.
We were told that they are not accustomed to fire. Is there anything we can think of we can like offer him, like a continual flame or something that would be interesting for him? Maybe a simple trinket to us, but they're not magical creatures. Perhaps just a lantern with continual flame cast in it or something will be interesting to it.
Yes, that could be either interesting or a declaration of war, depending on how they take it. But I think if we're able to talk to them, which sounds like we should, that might not be an issue.
Yes, I've prepared. As I rack my brain looking at my spell list, I think I have tons.
I mean, I think it's funny, you guys. These dudes are gonna want to talk to us when the last ones we ran into just like outright insta wanted to murder
Ivy,
us.
we have to try. Yes, I do have tons prepared. We have to try. We can't just murder hobo things.
Yes.
I mean, they're
What is
killing
a
a bunch of
murder
people
hobo?
around here, so
It's a term I heard on the
justified.
streets.
Also, you're like literally not murder hobos. You all own houses.
They're just plain old murderers. Then I don't want to be a murderer.
Yes, we're good old-fashioned land-owning murderers.
Well, you're also not technically murderers because you have like legal right to deal with problems using lethal force if necessary.
We haven't done anything illegal in the town. And it's the outskirts of the town only fall underneath the laws of the land.
When you're committing crimes, you'll know because I'll lock you up like I did last time, Cool Ron.
Yes, Sierra Savant does not play around with their criminals.
How much does this cask weigh?
10 pounds.
And
Empty.
I have prepared protection from energy if necessary, and channel vigor.
I have as well. All right, so we don't want to do this continual flame thing.
We can. I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm not certain as to how they'll receive it, and I don't want to.
Well, we'll keep it in our backpacks or in our bags until we converse with them, and then we'll tell them
I mean,
you're
how
interested in
much
this.
is this item, and are we
Well,
really
let's look
willing
around.
to hand over to
Good point.
murdering giants a expensive magical item just to keep us from having to?
I don't think it's
kill
that
them?
expensive. Calm down, Ivy.
To be fair, we don't know necessarily that the frost giants are murderers. But,
I know that they're causing issues and like making giants like their giants are being problems and murdering people.
Oh, yes. Well, we don't know that
Well,
they'll try to murder
perhaps-
us.
Yeah, perhaps
I
if we
guess.
barter this trade, we'll have some truce in place.
I'm also concerned because if they haven't seen an item, it makes me wonder as to whether or not if it is something physical or if it's something about this giant
Remember,
himself.
there is also a theory that this big king dude we're supposed to go after is like a spellcaster or something himself, and if he is, I don't think he's gonna give a shit about continual flame.
Yes. Well, he might. I don't. Depending on the
Well,
level.
Let's
Yes.
vote on it. I think it's a cool idea, so I vote yes.
Well, I also think that the worst case scenario, we have an item that has continual flame on it, and that'll benefit us in the future potentially, especially if we're going underground.
Perhaps
At any
Antaeus can think on a way to, propel accelerant, and if they aren't friendly, then we can use the continual flame to, shoot flame at them.
Just scare them away.
Yes.
All right, I start looking in town for how much this thing would cost, like a hooded lantern with a continual flame inside or something like
Sure.
that, or
I think it's like
some
200
object
gold.
like this. 200 gold?
Yeah. It's just somebody
Yeah, if
casting
we-
continual flame on a candle inside of a lantern.
Yeah, so I will personally put out the funds if everyone's okay with this.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, I'll add this to my character sheet. Continual flame, I'll just call it lantern.
Yep.
All right, I think that's it. Before we leave, I have a few more spells to cast, but then I think we're ready to go.
Okay. What do you cast?
Sounds good.
I cast Guiding Star.
Yep. That gives you, this is the location that you set.
Yeah, so I'm guess like when we're outside the gate or wherever we're leaving, I'll just set this location.
Yep.
So that I have that. Let me just write it down in my notes that I have this because it lasts. We're level 8, so 8 days. 8 days of Guiding Star. Guiding Star. And let me just note the location I set. Location, gates outside of Megiddo. And then I'm going to cast Status on our most fragile people. I'll do one on Niev and one on Antaeus. Or just one casting, but I get one living creature touched per 3 levels.
Okay.
So 2 people.
All right.
And that will last 8 hours.
Excellent.
Into the mountains then, finally?
Indeed. Let me just minus those
Did you
spell
want-
points.
Did you want to do that now, or did you want to do that when we get closer?
Well, do it every day.
Oh.
It's just traveling. We travel for about 8 hours-ish.
Well, I just didn't know, considering there's about 20 hours of daylight and then 10 hours of darkness.
Well, time, the way, so I've never really updated this, but the hour scale is closer to like our current timetable. So
Oh, okay.
it may say 8 hours, but that would really be like the equivalent of 11 hours in the world.
Oh, it would scale with the
Correct.
the time.
Yeah,
the-
I've just never. It's always been like a bit of a pain to try to adjust that according to the way the spell works, the way the spells like timings work according to.
so like something that's like 24 hours would be 30 hours essentially.
Correct.
And sorry,
We
did we
just stop-
declare Shield Others were cast? If not, I'll just do it now just to make sure.
Yeah, you can be casting Shield Others. If you just total up your spell points, you should be able to tell what you spent for current.
Yeah, I'm too lazy. I'll just recast it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it on everyone just because I probably should just be doing that.
Okay.
So that is 3, 6, that's 9 spell points. And 3, 6, yeah, 9 spell points. And then everyone should be shielded other. And I let everyone know that they should remain a certain distance from me or the spell will break. And that distance is 25 leap of, so 45 feet.
Okay.
Try to remain within 45 feet of me if you can. And let's go.
Sounds good.
Alright, so you guys set off on your journey. You know the first day is largely going to be just getting to the foot of the mountain. And thankfully, the gods smile upon you as it is a relatively uneventful trip from here till you get near the foot of the mountain. However, when you reach the point that you are kind of arriving towards the foot of the mountain, there is a very large cave drawn on the map. And in the cave, it has a like very clear kind of like monster face drawn on it, but it's a very generic looking kind of face.
Just to signify there's some kind of monster in there.
There's some kind of creature in there.
Just to clarify too, so we're heading in the direction towards the druid ones that we're supposed to meet up with first,
To
right?
get onto the mountain path, you go up in the same place.
Okay, but so they're up there somewhere.
Yes, they are both up the mountain path. You just split in a different direction
Okay, sure.
to get to the
I don't
druids.
think, I think they showed us on a map where this stuff was, but it never was, verbally said where they were, so I didn't know exactly, in comparison where the druid...
Yeah, the druids are
tribe
druids
was.
are east, whereas are more northeast, whereas the Frost Kingdom is to is due east. To the top of the mountain. It's basically to the top of the mountain.
Oh, okay.
So this big mountain that's here is basically at the top is the Frost King's kingdom, and then along the northeast you can you wrap around to where the druids would be, and they're having part of their complaint is there are a lot of avalanches and terrain disruptions, and that's been creating a lot of problems for their civilization. But yeah, as you approach the cave, night is slowly setting in. I'm going to shift some music, some travel music. Where's half my travel music gone? Oh, cool, row 20. So yeah, evening sets in as you get in close to this cave.
Are we gonna camp by the monster cave? That doesn't seem like the smartest idea.
Yeah, perhaps we should push ourselves to move a little bit, put us to some distance in between here and this cave.
Is that what y'all want to do?
Yeah, whatever you guys think is best.
Yeah, maybe we try to go an extra 30 minutes.
Okay. You head on up the cave or up the mountain a little ways, and can get far enough up that it's a little bit chilly as you reach kind of this this slightly elevated area of the mountain pass. There's a few alcoves that you can slip into and sort of set up a camp for the night.
As soon as I start to get uncomfortable, which would have probably been a while ago, I would have cast Endure Elements on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I ask if anyone wants Endure Elements to sleep more comfortably, perhaps.
I will take it.
Yeah, so I'll just cast on the three of the rest of us.
Okay.
I'm casting Hide Campsite, and I will cast Keep Watch on anyone that wants to keep watch.
Anybody needs to sleep better, I have this. It's not a whole lot, but...
I'll keep watch if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stay up as well for keep watch.
Alright, so can I get a couple of perceptions for the night?
Oh, I'm going to be doing my normal stuff about doing the polypurpose panacea, to do the lucid dreaming, doing my not detect thoughts, dream shield, and detect scrying, since we haven't used as much spell points.
All right. Each you should give me 2, so give me another set.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Wow.
Nice. I mean, my perception's dog shit. I have a +1 to
Oh,
perception,
okay.
so,
Yeah, you rolled decently, but I rolled terribly. A 1 and a 3.
Yeah, I rolled a 9 and a 10. I mean, I stay up because I'm muscle, but I can't really spot anything, so...
Yeah, you'll spot it by being the first one hit.
Hopefully.
So yeah, you guys are resting there and kind of like, I imagine the two of you get into some kind of bickering match over whether arcane magic or divine magic is the better of the two. As Ghoulrun is so inclined to continuously keep boasting about how powerful his divine magics are.
I think it eventually devolves into me like bringing up that sparring thing we did where she technically won, but I'm like, yeah, you damn cheated. It wasn't the goal of it. You can't use magic.
You were using magic to buff
But that's
yourself.
the point. You don't usually use magic to try and hit people.
I use magic to try and hit people literally with every single time I try to hit someone. Maybe not that spell specifically, but I
Exactly.
still do. So it doesn't mean I don't have it in my toolkit for when I absolutely need to hit something.
Well, knowing that, I could defeat you if you tried that again.
Sure, but the thing is you just said I had to hit you. Maybe you
Well,
should
I thought you'd
clarify
play fairly.
the terms. I did play fairly by the rules you set out. You're just really bad at setting out rules.
If I hear this, I'm going to use polypurpose panacea
You're asleep.
again to I was gonna say I would use it to do the sleep one, so I could sleep better while they're bickering between each other.
You're fully asleep.
Okay.
And we're just waiting for stuff to sneak up on us.
That is the purpose of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So that I can...
They'd have to will save in order to even find us.
You already... Oh, hide campsite.
The hide campsite is up, so yeah, they have to get through that. But...
Yep.
You're just like every other arcane caster, always finding loopholes and tricks. That's what happens when you don't have to...
That's what makes us good.
That's what happens
when you don't...
That's why
I beat you.
That's what happens when you don't have to be devout to get your magic.
Yeah, I just have to have skill to get my magic. A lot different between having skill and just being like, oh, please, dear God, bless me with some spells today.
Anyone can work hard and obtain the arcane magics, but only the select few are blessed to talk with the gods and get their power from the deities themselves.
I'm pretty sure anyone can talk with the gods if they choose to.
Oh, really? Why don't you pray for a spell and let's see what happens?
I don't want to because I have a skill where I don't need to.
This ain't it, lassie. This ain't it.
Yeah, and that's why I, almost single-handedly defeat most of our encounters.
Single-handedly? You don't think you count all the buffs you get from me and Niev or Teus?
Sure, I'm just saying.
Throwing
who deals out all the damage?
And the last combat, Teus was dealing quite a bit of damage with his bombs. Seems like he's
he did
coming to his own.
He didn't, down a giant in a single round.
Don't forget about Hunter. You see Hunter rip off a few arms and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a team effort, Ivy. Don't try and
I never said it wasn't a team effort. I'm just saying who's the one hacking and slashing most of this shit up.
Simple mind like you may think that it is. That is the only thing that matters.
Simple mind. I'm pretty sure you're not that much smarter than me, okay?
While this conversation is happening, I want to add a little element of John's game here, because there's some nice, interesting wording on hidden campsite, and that is that once a creature steps into the area of the spell, it can see everything in the area normally. So if you're just a chimera and you're wandering around the area, it can't hear the argument that's happening, it can't feel the heat that's happening, but it could accidentally stumble into the range of where you're at. So
we don't have to worry about that, right?
Let's have the person that is the best at rolling the numbers that the party wants. Ryan, roll us a D100, and if the number is less than 20, then surprise chimera time.
Wow!
Oh God!
Run for the hill!
So you two are having your argument in there.
Jesus!
And as you're having your argument, you don't notice that rooting around in the area has been this creature. And by the time that you notice it, the snout of this three-headed winged lion-bodied creature with the face of a dragon, a lion, and a goat pulls into view and lets out a roar and a breath of acid. And I will need you two to give me a reflex save, and then combat will begin. As it most certainly gets the drop on the two of you.
Oh God! Oh, this is terrible. All the terrible rolls on everything. I love you, game, right now. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
25 points of acid damage as I roll crazy high. And you may each roll
I fail my save too?
I guess you will take half.
Ooh, okay.
Oh no,
I'm
I'm sorry,
also
it's
taking-
17. 17 is the save, so you will take all.
I'm taking half of your damage, Ivy, so...
Wait. Is it a poison?
It is an
A spell
acid,
or a
not a
spell
poison.
ability?
And not a spell
Oh.
or spell-like ability.
It's not a charm or compulsion poison.
No.
Or acid, is it?
No.
Damn.
So
I
when
did my
the other
best.
members of the party, when and if the other members of the party wake up, we will add them to the initiative. Until then, at the end of each round, the party can try to wake you up.
Sorry, Whitney, how much damage am I taking from you? 13?
Yeah.
You take 12? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Ow!
a million things at once.
Let's add the Chimera to the initiative. 15, modified up by its int bonus, or initiative bonus. So the Chimera will also go first. Fun. Well, it cannot breath
Really?
weapon again.
Ivy's gonna... Oh, it had to be modified.
Yeah, it has a +5 initiative. That was just a flat roll. If you mouse over it, you can see it's just a
Yeah.
Oh,
flat d20.
Yeah.
It looks like Ghoulron is right in its line, so it will rush in on Ghoulron to give him a big dragon bite. I think this has reach, right? No, it does not, actually. Disappointing. Large creatures without reach. Whatever.
Sorry, just quickly, I should not have the strength damage from the knife still, should I, or no?
You will still have the strength damage from the knife.
Oh, I still...
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember you lesser resing yourself.
I didn't, but we rested a night, so I
That
don't know
would
if
only... Well, you haven't fully rested a night, and you would only heal back 1 point of
Oh.
damage each night.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the bite from the dragon head. Ooh, natural 20. Threatening with a... Jesus, that's some good rolling. 28. I don't think that crits, though, on Ghoulron. Flat-footed.
The 28 crit to crit
To
confirm?
crit confirm.
Is this a giant subtype?
It is not a giant subtype.
Then that will crit confirm.
Yes! I get 1, because I won't be able to hit you ever again this combat. Thank you. Thank you, flat-footed. Oh, come on. Oh, wait, that should be ×2. So, 16.
Oh.
Ivy.
Okay, so I'm assuming like Ghoulron and I weren't that far away from each other. So am I like within range?
Yeah,
of
you're
5 foot
probably actually like more like here, and you can 5-foot
step?
step
Oh, sorry. Do you actually have?
in. Yeah. Oh, I didn't
Yeah, we're
move you
on the
guys to
main
battle
screen.
map. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No wonder you guys are
I don't-
confused.
I'm like, I mean, I can theater of mind this. I just want to know where I am.
Nope.
In comparison.
I prepared maps for this. And I
Okay.
was pretty excited because I put a lot of work into this map specifically.
Gotcha.
And you'll be seeing a lot of this map, unfortunately. Because the guy I normally get maps from only has one mountain tile map.
You've got that dungeon painter program, right?
I don't like it.
I do, but like I don't know. It's not perfect, but I do enjoy it. I think it's okay.
All right, Ivy, it is your turn.
Yeah, I don't know if this is worth doing. I'm not gonna, I guess, worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to... why doesn't this... I think it's supposed to be 9. That doesn't auto-populate. Come on. There we go. Okay, so I'm entering Rage. I don't know what energy type this thing completely favors. I think I'm just gonna go with the standard blur.
Okay.
But I'm also going to do haste.
Okay.
So I'll blur and haste. I'll 5-foot step up to it as God, this is like it's so messy sometimes. Do I just want to go full in? Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about images this round, and I'm just gonna see how much damage I can do to this thing. I already have a Shocking Grasp spell stored in my weapon, as just a note, because I did that at the end of last session, because I changed it out from the frost to the...
Yep.
Anyway, so defensively cast this.
Yep. So you can't stack the same spell though.
But I'm not stacking the same spell.
You are stacking the same spell because so you're casting Shocking Grasp and there's already Shocking Grasp in the weapon. The two spells. So fundamentally, according to the raw, you cannot have two spell effects resolve on the same target from the same target, unless they are it's.
Okay, I mean I didn't know that was.
But
a
you
raw
can
thing.
you can
That's
have
fine
the
if
Shocking
that
Grasp on your second attack.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I will. I'll just defensively do Frigid Touch then.
Okay.
Which should pass as well. So I'll just deduct more spell points. So defensively casting Frigid Touch. I have to go through all my flippin' attacks. So full round action, attack and spell. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
So there's a that one on. And then here's attack 2.
That will also not hit.
Alright, then... Sorry, remind me again, this sometimes gets confusing. My third normal attack, do I just do the full round attack thing again?
You did a spell, a combat casting, so you are going to do the full round casting and just do your first attack as if it was spell combat.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh, that's cool. And then hasted attack. Let's see if I...
Yeah, so the same first attack.
Yeah.
None of those will hit.
Awesome.
Wow. Some really poor rolls. Gul'ran.
I'm gonna use a free action to move the AC from my weapon to myself.
Yep.
Just clicking that on my buffs. Put any weapon on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm going to swift action, cast Grace.
Okay.
And then I'm going to yell, "Everybody get up! It's time to fight!" And I'm going to attempt to flank the creature here.
Okay. Excellent.
And standard action, my channel energy into myself.
Okay. Can I have both of the sleeping party members give me a fortitude save? Can I have Antaeus give it to me at a -2? Oh, it doesn't matter. Antaeus is definitely waking up, and Niev is definitely waking up. Damn. I wanted the penalty to mean something. Roll yourselves into initiative, please. Alright, let's get this party sorted. Alright. It is the start of the initiative, and the Chimera goes next. You move around from it, Gul'ran, but one of its heads are right in the reach of Ivy as you spin around. And Ivy did just hit it for a lot of damage. Or no, Ivy did not hit it.
I didn't hit it at all!
I don't know if it would be annoyed that I moved by it and it couldn't attack me for some reason.
Nah. It doesn't understand attack opportunity. It has an int of 4.
Oh, okay.
But it will continue to attack Gul'ran until it gets hit. As I rolled low. Alright, Gul'ran, you ready?
Ready.
I'm not. Ooh, another natural 20.
Yikes.
The dice really want you hit tonight. Ooh, and a 30 to confirm. I think that fails, though.
30? That will confirm.
Ooh, I did not expect that.
The only reason his AC was so high in the other combat was because it was versus the giants, and he gets like
Yeah.
extra.
Oh, okay.
And I was taking full defense, total defense.
Right, that's the part I'm forgetting. Because I remember it being 32 versus Ivy. That's why I thought it was a miss. But yeah, 27 from the next bite of the dragon
Jesus.
head. And then the lion head. 15.
No.
How about a 20? No.
No.
And then some claws. Nope, that's only 24, right?
Yeah, 29 AC.
Yep. All right, Ivy. Let's see what you can do this time.
Okay, so I'm still holding that spell, so I guess I'm gonna start my full round attack, hoping I can actually land one, so I can get it out, so I can cast something else.
Okay, so you're still spell combating?
Yes.
Okay.
I shouldn't have. Oh
That is a
Plus
miss.
super flank. Okay.
That is a miss.
Ooh.
God.
Another miss.
my
Wow.
Oh.
Bad.
All right, one more
seed.
attack because I got hasted attack.
Yep.
Please. Please. Please.
Oh, the opposite end of the spectrum arrives.
Thank God.
Roll me some critical damage. This thing might be insta-give.
Nice, nice. And stagger, nice. That's clutch.
Unfortunately, can I now at the very end of the round, since I finally got that spell out, can I cast my spell, or do I not?
So here's part of the problem here, actually, now that we're talking about this. So, in theory, until you cast a spell, you only have 3 total attacks. Your first attack, your second attack, and then your hasted attack. The other attack is an attack provided to you for casting the spell and having a delivery mechanism of it. So you'll need to blow a spell. You'll need to blow at least. I guess you have 0th level spells. So give me a defensive casting roll, and we'll say that you used Arcane Mark here.
Okay.
Assuming you have Arcane Mark.
Yes.
Okay. Niev, you.
No, I don't.
So then blow.
but-
You need some kind of touch spell. So either blow a first level spell slot or.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
Okay. In the meantime, Niev, you awaken.
All right, so
Yeah, I'll have to just blow a first level spell slot,
Okay.
I guess.
so I'm going to stand up.
Yep.
And I am going to. Can I stand up and move outside the tent? or-
As your full round action, yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to stand up then at this point, and I'm going to cast Greater Magic Fang on Hunter.
Okay. Who's not on the map? Because I'm bad at this.
Oh.
Oh, please, will I bring Hunter onto the map? That's not Hunter. What the hell's going on? Why does... Hello, Hunter.
It's because of the 2 character sheets, I think.
Nope. I pulled that from Hunter's character sheet. I just don't have the mini associated with the character sheet because I am bad at this.
I'd just like to state for the record, Golron is like almost dying, so he's like yelling in pain and asking for help.
Hey,
I mean,
Golron
there's not
had it
much I
coming.
can do. I'm in the tent.
No, I know. I'm just saying if anyone can do anything because I'm pretty much dead. If it hits me, it crits me again.
Golron had it coming.
Well, now its attention will be on Ivy.
Oh, yeah.
We can hope.
Antaeus. Nope, it's an int. It's int less than 6 creature, which is usually a good sign it will attack whoever hurt it the most.
I'm going to get up and I'm assuming that I see her head out of the tent, so I'm going to follow as well.
Well, she hasn't come out of the tent yet. She just stood up and gave Hunter some magic fangs.
Yeah. Hunter used his full round action to actually exit the tent, though.
Is that the does this tent reach all the way to the ground, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. Then I suppose I will just have to get up
I
and
don't think
then
it's that big.
I'll have to like just move past.
Yep.
Let me make sure. Let's see. Was it like here?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had enough movement. Actually, I don't even know if I have enough to
You're
do
fine.
that.
Cool run.
But
That was
would I
less
be
than
able
30 feet.
to? Would I be able to identify this thing?
Yeah, you can give me a quick
Okay.
knowledge arcana. Oh yeah, this is a chimera. Dark vision, scent, a breath weapon. You can tell that the green head of this this creature means it is an acid chimera. The acid can come back, regenerate in the dragon's mouth every roughly 6 to 24 seconds. It does speak some languages, not very well. It speaks Draconic specifically, and is capable of some limited flight.
And do I know if they usually travel by themselves or?
They can sometimes travel in groups, but if they are traveling in groups, they usually stay together.
Okay. Would I be able to free action speak?
Sure.
I will just say to it if to basically just leave if it wants to live.
It does not
In Draconic.
properly understand you.
Yeah, I would probably say it in a way that it wouldn't understand it because it's too stupid.
Yep.
Stupid chimera.
You need to speak down to it like a kid. All right, which is actually how you're not supposed to talk to children, but hey, whatever. The chimera turns and decides that it needs to stop it from being killed.
Goron didn't get his turn.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Goron did
sorry.
not get his turn.
I did kind of interrupt him, my
Antaeus
bad.
just kept going. Go ahead, Goron.
Yeah, we don't see ourselves in the turn order, that's why I bet.
Yeah, because I dragged over.
Yeah. Just looking at the DC, it's 15 plus double the spell level for defensive casting.
And that is correct.
Spicy. I didn't think it'd be defensive casting so much on this guy.
Well, you chose
Couldn't
to
you
be
take a
right in
5-foot
combat.
step?
Well, I wanted to flank for Ivy. I'm gonna 5-foot step back and ruin the flank, I guess.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna spontaneously cast Cure Serious Wounds on myself.
Okay. Excellent.
So plus 28 health.
All right. It goes. I'm not going to make it skip its
Oh.
turn.
And it's staggered.
It is staggered, but it still gets to do.
And technically, I crit on that, so it's staggered for a minute.
Yep. But its recharge on its breath weapon was successful, so I need a reflex save from Ivy.
Lovely.
I think so. Oh,
Yay.
well, you'll still take half.
Roll low, roll low.
Roll high, I think
can't
you mean.
blur on this, can I?
No, because the
I didn't
whole
think so,
area
but-
fills with acid.
Yeah.
And actually, from where it is a 20-foot cone. So, I also need Antaeus and Hunter to give me a reflex save before I hit this enter button.
Nah, I'm okay.
Nope,
No,
give me a
I'm-
reflex save. If you choose not to, you take all of it, so... Alright,
I mean,
you're taking all of
I don't
it,
know if it
Antaeus.
matters much.
The other two of you take half of 25 damage. Another good roll. All...
Is that rounding up or down when it's uneven?
You
for
are
us?
rounding up in terms of the damage that you're taking.
So 13, so that means
13.
my brain's not.
So
functioning
7 to you and
7.
6 to Gulron.
I mean, he usually takes the bigger half, but since you're so
Sure,
low,
whichever
would
one.
you take the lower half?
No, we should be consistent.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Is everybody wearing rings, by the way?
Yeah, everyone should be.
So that I need you to take another 13 points of damage,
Yep.
and Antaeus will take
Oh.
12.
Yikes.
All right, Ivy, you're up.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna. Oh, okay. So I have to do my rage.
Wait, sorry, was
again.
Niev in that blast or
Niev
no?
was not in that blast.
Oh, okay.
This
Hunter
thing's
only was
staggered
because
for-
Hunter is size large.
I don't have a ring on Hunter, so I don't think.
I know,
you
I
wear
did
a
not.
ring.
This thing is size large.
So this is the second
Size
time this
Largo.
thing's hit me with acid now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I have to re-enter rage this round. Instead of using blur, I'm gonna use resist energy for acid.
Okay.
I just have to remember how much that protection that gives me.
Yep.
10, so that's basically 10 resistance of chosen
Yep.
type for super long. Okay. Yeah, and then I guess I'm gonna do defensive frigid touch again, since I still have this spell in my blade. And then we just start going to town.
All right.
And I haste again for the second one.
Yep. Ooh, that will not
Don't
crit.
think that'll crit confirm.
Nope, but that will
But
hit.
we'll get that and the frigid touch.
Yep.
And then attack 2.
That will hit indeed as well.
Damage, and I'll release the shocking grasp with that one.
And that will take the creature down. And that can drop us out of combat.
From within, are we able to see the distance of the spell? The campsite spell? The high campsite
No,
spell?
you cannot see it because it does not blend it when you're inside of it. It only blends it when you're outside of it.
But we can see outside of it, right?
You can
We
see to
more
outside
as
of it,
normal?
yes.
Okay. So there's nothing else around, right?
No.
Okay. I'll step outside real quick to see if I can... Well, I guess I'll go like 20 feet to see how far... to see if I can see it if it's inside the campsite fully.
Yeah, the creature is inside of the campsite fully.
Okay.
It's actually a couple of feet into the campsite. It's about 10 feet into the campsite. Because it basically clipped the edge of it and was like, huh? People.
So, Niev is going to go over to Gulron and ask if he needs healing.
No, I can heal myself. I just need... The Keep Watch spell is broken. I think I need to sleep.
On all
now.
of us, yeah.
Yeah. How long were we asleep before the Chimera?
About 6 hours.
So then I've slept enough to regain my spells, so I can stay
Because
up.
we technically only need
you
2
have
hours
to-
with arena sustenance.
You still, according to rules as written, need 8 hours of sleep in order to regain your spells.
Even with the Ring of Sustenance?
The Ring of Sustenance does not diminish the. Well, I'm sorry. Let me double check something here. Hold on.
Because it says in the description, the
I
ring
might
also
be-
refreshes the body and mind. The wearer only needs 2 hours per day to gain the benefits of 8 hours sleep. This allows spellcaster that requires rest to prepare spells to do so after
You're
only
right.
2 hours.
But it's the opposite side. It's the limit of one. Only you can still only use it once per day. To
yeah, you
within
still
a
can only do
24-hour
that once
period.
per day.
So, yeah,
so
you
you
can-
can't like use it to
Sorry.
just like nap for 2 hours.
I
and then
wasn't
reprepare.
using it to recharge spells. I was just
You
saying
still need an hour though of time to focus
Right.
and whatever else. But yes.
to prepare my spells for the day. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
But
I
was-
am very tired today, and it is not. My brain
It's
is not
okay.
together. Okay.
I think we all are a little bit. So yeah, I volunteer to, keep watch since I've already slept enough that I can, commune with nature and re-get my spells type thing.
While I rest, you're proficient with nature, right? Do you think you could scale this creature? I've heard it's part dragon. The skull and the scales could be worth money.
Only the head is really. But yeah. Oh, you said. I'm sorry. It's the skull.
I don't know if we roll Antaeus again. See if he knows what's valuable on it.
Yeah. If you can get the head off of it, it's not really got enough scales to really do too much with. You could maybe get a shield out of it if you did it like perfectly correctly. But the skull has some value implicitly.
Now, do we have to be particularly careful because it is an acid one, or?
No. The acid is only like being sort of brought up as it is able to be alive. So if you properly kill it and then give it enough time, that acid will sort of fade from its internals.
Excellent.
I don't know if you want a heal check just to make sure it's dead before I start channeling energy for everyone.
Yeah, somebody can just kill it. You can just like stab it in the back a few times and make sure it's dead.
I cut open its belly to see if there's any loot inside.
There you go.
You're looking for art, I see.
And actually, let me roll some treasure.
While I do that, I'm just going to channel energy myself, or everyone,
Yep.
if everyone's low. I'll just position myself, tell everyone to gather around.
Why is this broken now?
Plus 16, plus an additional 8.
Thank you.
That should fully heal everyone, I think.
Yeah, one of those healed me up all the way.
And since I'm actually gonna rest and blow some spells and try and get rid of my strength damage as well. So I do 1d4 for strength. Nice. I fully recover my strength.
Yeah, so cutting into it, you will find a plethora of coins and body parts. This thing had apparently eaten recently, but there is a lot of coin inside of it.
Nice.
Is that enough that we would probably have to divide it up because it won't physically fit in our coin pouches, or?
Hold on. Do you guys got the magical coin pouches, right?
We do, yes.
Not the Pathfinder pouches, the other ones that have an unlimited space.
I have on my character sheet, let me look. Infinite coin purse.
Yep.
Only for money contains all money is my description.
Yep.
Probably not the right one.
Nope.
Okay. I mean, we can still divvy it up since, there's 4 of us, but I just wanted to make sure that it would all fit if need be.
You can divvy it up and everybody can carry all the gold, all the coinage.
I'm going to spend my time doing math.
Yeah, if you want to post what each of us should take, it would be much appreciated. While Niev's counting gold and stuff, I'll just say, that took a lot out of me. I'm going to want to rest. If the rest of you can keep watch for the rest of the night. I just need 2 hours at least.
Certainly. I've gotten plenty of rest.
Wake me up if there's an emergency, and I'll go to the tent to rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rest now too, since our keep watch got broke.
Yeah, there will be no additional need to worry, as there are no additional encounters for the remainder of the evening.
As I switch spells for the morning, and I can't remember if you told me this already, do I have to keep Guiding Star prepared to utilize the effect of it since I've already cast it?
I don't think so. I thought that
I don't think so either. I just don't want to be cheap if you want me to.
No, it's a days per level thing. So.
All right, so I can still use the action to do it.
Yeah.
Without it being prepared. Okay.
Yep.
Are your channels all specifically to yourself, or
no,
like AoE?
Everything's dead, so I did everyone.
Okay.
So everyone should be fully healed from all that.
Yeah, I just didn't unfortunately get to hear that happen. So.
No, it's good. I'll take some new spells. Oh yeah, I'll hit rest as well.
Thank you. To 2 spell points.
I would have, before I went to sleep, restored a shocking grasp, but I didn't have a chance to say
That's
that.
fine.
So if you want, I'll use it.
No,
Okay.
you're fine.
I can use it from spell points today, but
You're
I would have.
100% fine.
Can I quickly converse? Oh no, I can't. No, never mind.
Okay.
Switching out restoration. That could be cool. I think I'm good. I think I have all my spells. Yeah.
Alright, there's everybody's split of the coin.
Ooh. Let me add that up. 257 GP. Nice.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to declare. You want me to declare these. I'm doing my annual, or not annual, daily shield others. I think they only last 8 hours.
Yep.
So I'll shield other 3 of them. So let me just do this slowly so I make the spell points right.
Yeah.
So mine is.
Most important thing is to eat those spell points.
Yeah. And I'll do status again. So that's another 3 on Niev and Mateus. And I don't think there's any other ones. Oh, I'll recast Endure Elements just to restart the counter for the 24 hours on 3 of us. I'll let Mateus do himself.
Okay.
Sounds good.
If he wants it. Yeah. So I do myself. Do I need to give it to Hunter? Do I ask? Does Hunter need this?
Yes, he will.
Okay. So I'll do 4 Endure Elements.
And Niev, are you taking the spell to turn my hedgehog into the statue?
Yes, I do have that spell prepared.
Why?
So you would,
I've never done
What?
anything where I asked you about environmental effects and how you're dealing with your familiar.
Yeah, never, ever.
Especially not specifically in this game.
So you want me to cast it now, Ivy?
Yeah, how long does it last?
Until I basically
Dismiss it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cast it now, and we'll pretty much have it cast on him until we get back out of the cold area.
Okay. All right, so let's move on with some traveling.
That's a neat spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the party's journey eastward continues down the path before them. The fairly reasonably navigatable track, a well-navigable path. Wow. Okay. Fuck you, words.
Words?
They're not here. I wonder how many more words and rules I'm going to invert on myself.
Half easy, no problem, good.
Boy Hunter.
You start setting your way in. And as you're doing that, everybody give me a perception check.
Yay.
Ooh, nice roll.
My perception's not bad. Whoops.
All right. Gulrun and Antaeus, you notice some distance ahead of you. There are a small group, about 5 of them, 5 people that are like dressed up in these very tight warm weather outfits that have swords at their side, and they are kind of moving their way towards you.
You said warm weather outfits?
Yeah, they have like these big like parkas over them.
Oh, okay.
They have cold weather out. They have outfits for the cold weather that keeps them warm.
Okay.
They're not discernible what kind of creatures they are, like giant.
Not with the way these coverings are on them. It's really hard to tell, especially because they're quite a ways out. Like you glance up and you can see them through the wind and the snow that's starting to fall.
Can we tell that they clearly sighted us and are walking towards us, or just happen to be walking?
They're just walking in your direction. You can't tell if they've spotted you or not.
We're on a path, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll quickly say, do you guys see those people? Should we head off the path, or do you want to converse with them? I don't know if they've seen us.
We could head off the path, and then if they get closer, we can see if they're what they are before we.
Do you still have hide campsite prepared?
I do, yes.
Do you want to hide in? You want to get off the path and cast it?
I suppose I could, yeah. So I will cast my campsite.
Well, once we move off.
Right.
to the side of the room.
Okay. You guys can get off to the side, cast your spell. And does anybody here speak Goblin?
Yes, actually, as of this level.
Okay. So, as these creatures kind of pass by you, you can overhear them saying, "What are all those people decided to hide in that corner over there?" And another one of them goes, "They're probably racist. They see us coming around, they just make assumptions."
They point at us, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, like one of them like does the kind of like trying to hide the pointing behind his finger or behind his hand, but doesn't do a great job of it.
I'll step out. They can see us. I'll whisper in comment.
Well, I mean, they watched you make yourselves disappear. They don't see you anymore because you're in the hide campsite.
That's fair. But they know that we're over here, so... Yes, I'll speak in Goblin. Yes, we were on our way. We had no idea who or what you were, and we didn't want to take any chances.
Just what I'd expect an elf to say.
Well, we ran across a chimera last night, so things up here are pretty dangerous.
I mean, do we look like a chimera? I mean, I guess I should take that as a compliment, right? He kind of pushes back his like the hood that he has over his head and reveals this big bushy mane around his face and this long flowing hair and this kind of like furry face that he has, and you would recognize him immediately as a bugbear.
Oof. Well, to survive up here, you would have to be at least reasonably tough.
Of course. This is a dangerous place, but the right place for us. Chill keeps us going.
And we spotted you quite a ways out, so we weren't able to tell what exactly you were. Just a few people or something, presumably coming this way.
Spotted you too, but we can take people. It's giants that are the real problem.
Yes, speaking of, that's kind of why we're here. Do you know anything about this Frost King, these giants, these frost giants?
Never encountered any of the frost giants intentionally. When we come across them, we tend to skedaddle. No reason to send ourselves deliberately into suicide.
Ah, yes.
You're up here to try to deal with that problem. Get in between the giant squabbles.
Yes, unfortunately. It seems that we've been tasked with doing that.
My condolences to you. I hear frost giants are some of the most dangerous creatures out.
Oh, wonderful.
And they don't seem to be too rational either.
If Ivy could understand this, she'd be like, "I told you so!"
Well, good thing she can, so shut your mouth.
Actually, also, I'm assuming you guys have been up here for a while, yes?
Yeah. We live up this way. We're actually on our way back home.
Well, we've heard about...
Anyway,
yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, we've heard about avalanches and things of that nature up here being much more dangerous than they normally are.
That's why we've moved down the mountain instead of up. It's much worse the further up the mountain you get, much more dangerous. You're as likely to get knocked off the path by an avalanche as you are a giant.
That's refreshing, reassuring.
Being hit by an avalanche is refreshing in its own manner. You get a nice icy cool burst of something right before you stop breathing.
Oh, yes, that's bound to happen sooner rather than later with me. These conditions do not suit me well.
You don't look it. Not often you see an elf trying to venture into the mountains. Now your buddy over here, I'd expect that. Big, stout, dwarven fella.
Yes. Survivability is his forte, so to speak. As with the other larger one, I'll point over to Ivy.
She looked like she'd be a good breeding stock.
I'm not that large, okay?
What is your strength?
Okay, so I'm sure muscle, but I'm not large.
My strength and con are 8 and 10 respectively.
Your strength is what though, right?
20.
So that would mean you have huge arms. You've got guns.
okay? I'm just like, I'm 5'4", okay? I'm not like ginormous.
You got guns.
Yes. The other stout
Sure,
one then.
yeah.
But yes, we are
But
here
you and the
to,
other little one, I don't know how you're gonna do anything on this mountain. Once the wind picks up, the further up you get, I'm sure you'll just get blown away.
That's unfortunate. Any advice, I suppose?
Tie an anchor to yourself.
An anchor?
That way when the wind blows, at least it'll be something to look at.
Oh.
You,
Well, an anchor as
flailing
well.
around up there?
Perhaps we should tie ourselves to one another then. Maybe the weight of the other people will prevent us from falling
Would be a
off,
good
hopefully.
idea. One of you can hold up the others if something happens to rock the area. The avalanches do cause a bit of an earth shake, especially on some of the cliffs. You'll find there's some tight cliff areas as you get up there.
Oh, my apologies. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Antaeus. Might I ask who you... I assume they're all gentlemen.
I'm Grim.
Or
This is Dusk.
Grim?
This is Night. And this is Richard.
All very intimidating names.
And we don't refer to the other guy by anything.
There's
No nickname.
This is the other guy, like, just standing in the back being all...
He's like kind of like staring at the ground and like picking up rocks periodically and kicking at some things. He doesn't really respond to a name. You just kind of yell at him to go fight that thing and he does it. Very effective in his own limited way. But we think he took one too many lumps on the head as a kid, as an adolescent, as an adult. And we've seen him take a large number of lumps in just the last few months.
Oh, that's mighty unfortunate, I suppose.
It is, but we love him. He's a member of the family.
I'm assuming you guys have been together for a while.
Mark's our 8th year up here in the mountains, at least.
That is mighty impressive.
I don't understand any of this, and I'm assuming I still have magic eyes, so I'm gonna start just like looking these people over and seeing if they have anything magical on them.
They
or
have
radiating
no
from them.
magical gear.
Okay, well, bummer. Nothing to even interesting to look at.
I'll kind of nudge Ivy. He's probably telling him about rocks.
Well, thank God we can't hear that then.
Actually, do I hear her say that?
Yeah.
Well, aren't we still in the Hyde campsite? Wouldn't you have to make a will
Oh
save
yeah,
to
you came
even-
out of it. They're in, so you would not be.
No,
able
That's
to-
true.
I'm pretty sure we would have all stepped out at some point, or else he wouldn't have even been able to see us to like comment on our appearances.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I'd forgotten about the Hyde campsite was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Well,
going to be
I mean, I
obnoxious and
don't
start
assume-
talking about rocks.
I
in
don't
common.
assume we would let Antaeus just stand out of the campsite talking to all these people by himself. That seems like a way for him to get killed really fast, so...
I could also dismiss it, so.
Yeah. Well, I did mention, like, very quickly before I went out that they can see us, but
Either way.
yeah. I'll just pepper in things in common about rocks if I hear that, just for her. Yes. So you've been up here for, you said 8 years as a unit?
Yes. Our clan
You
has
must
been
have
up
seen
here
your fair
for,
share of things.
for all that time. We've seen a lot. We've seen the mountain kind of start to crumble and feel like it's ultimately fallen apart. You are dealing with this frost giant, and it really is the cause behind this, like those other giants seem to say. Then I wish you good luck.
Yes,
But
the
I
druidic
think
ones?
you're in for suicide.
I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case, unfortunately. But, yes, have you seen anything else aside from the chimeras and the giants up here that you've seen? Anything you should be prepared for?
That's a good question to be asking me. I'm gonna tell you what you'll find. At least a handful of things we've seen.
I'll pull out some notebook, like some paper, to make some very minor notes about what we might see up here.
Well, obviously, you got the giants, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
You want to avoid a hungry polar bear.
Good advice.
I really don't want to be forced to kill a polar bear.
Occasionally, there are some winter wolves that you'll find roaming about these parts.
Assuming they usually travel in packs.
Often. You also want to beware of yetis. Very cold,
Yetis.
hairy creatures. Some call them our distant ancestors.
Hmm.
And we've seen a couple of harpies. But you should easily be able to handle harpies. Y'all look like you can at least handle that, even you.
Ah, thank you. And you said you've encountered the giants before. I'm assuming that most of those were not diplomatic excursions.
I don't tend to want to talk. I just kind of want to eat or beat. If you encounter a stone giant, you'll be lucky, but find yourself a hill giant or a frost giant, you best be ready to rumble.
Yes, the stone giants, believe we were tending to speak with them.
The further up the mountains you go, though, you gotta be extra careful. Things start to get real tricky up there. We once made a trek to try, and that was a terrible endeavor, I must say. We lost a few good people.
A trek to try?
Yeah, we decided we were gonna trek up there and give it a shot. And see if there was some place worth settling. We figured if we got further up the mountain, maybe the avalanches would be less bad.
And I'm assuming that was before the frost giants.
From a far distance away, we saw a creature. It had 12 heads.
12 heads?
And it was surrounded by a groundwork of ice.
Have I ever heard of anything like this?
Give me a knowledge arcana. That's actually right on key. They are likely referring to a cryohydra.
Cryohydra?
A frozen 12-headed creature with a reptoid body and long necks with dragon-esque heads that breathe ice.
You speaking of a cryohydra? I'll start giving off all.
No idea what a cryohydra is, but what you say fits the description well.
Actually, I will look back to, I think it was Gulron. Gulron, do you have the map with you still? I'll switch over to common.
They give it to us?
They gave you a
I
map.
thought they gave us a small one.
Yeah. If they gave it us, I would have it. So I pulled it out.
Yes, actually, could you bring that here? I'll switch back and could you show us where you saw that at?
You think we had a map when we were doing it?
Oh, I didn't know if you had a general idea. My apologies.
Definitely city folk. Looking at maps and trying to determine how things are. We don't find our way places by maps. We use it right here. Good old intuition guides us.
After I've laid out the map and I see some back and forth and no one seems to be pointing anything out, I'll say, did this creature have anything specific that we could perhaps focus in on, perhaps locate?
The cryohydra? Or are you speaking about...
Well, sorry, I don't know how much you've told me. So you just said if I had a map, so okay, never mind.
I actually did not mention that.
Yeah, I'll just say, what are we doing here? No one's doing anything with this map. I'll start rolling it back up.
Oh, yes, sorry. I was hoping that maybe they would... they said they saw a 12-headed draconic creature, cryohydra, somewhere up here. I was hoping that they would be able to show us where on the map that it was, but... Yes,
Well, perhaps, do they know if it had any specific items near it or anything specific? Because I can locate object and make sure we stay out of there.
Oh, actually, I'll go back to them. Do you speak the common tongue?
Not any longer. We've basically forgotten most of it.
Okay, do you mind if I just translate? Because he's, my friend Gulron here, he says that if there's some kind of object or something that was near it, we would be able to...
We didn't see an object.
locate
We
it.
saw a big 12-headed thing from like a mile away. You think we got anywhere near it?
Oh, no, we were hoping to find out where it was in order to stay away from that.
I would use it as the example of thing you're looking for to stay away from. You can see it from a large distance. The thing stands at nearly
frozen in
at
ice?
roughly 3 of us tall,
And you said it was, 3 of them?
surrounded in
I'm assuming
ice.
they're pretty tall.
Surrounded by ice, not in ice.
Ah, yes. My apologies, I misspoke. That's terrifying. I'll just kind of like list off all of the things I know about it in case they do come across it.
We don't need your facts. We're not fighting something when we see it like that.
Oh no, I mean just in case.
You best not fight it either. Just because you know about it doesn't mean you can beat it.
Oh no, this is precautionary at best. I have no intention of encountering it, but if it does encounter us, it is best to know what it can do and what it's...
Well, the most important thing you told me is that it's not faster than us.
Yes.
The fact that
good
it
point.
can swim proficiently, though, is a very frightening thing.
Yes, that is quite odd. I suppose if climate change hits up here anytime soon, that might be beneficial, but...
Lucky that thing doesn't go
Anyways.
down south. Or go out west.
Ah, yes. Oh, yes. The desert? Or not the desert, my apologies.
Towards the city. That's where your city folks are from, right?
Yes.
Didn't see it coming up from the river on the east.
You haven't encountered any other things that look similar to that before, have you?
I told y'all I found all we've seen.
Oh, my apologies.
All right. Just starting to get a little bit bored here with this 20 questions asking stuff.
Oh,
Gotta get
yes,
back
yes,
to
yes,
the
yes.
family, bring back the food.
I'm assuming you guys... This might be presumptuous of me from being from the city, but I'm assuming you guys use gold as currency and whatnot?
No! We don't need any currency
No.
up here. You feed
Okay, I
the
didn't know if
tribe.
there was-
The tribe is what matters.
Yes, I my apologies. I didn't know if there's anything I'd be able to offer in exchange for... Left. Yes, my apologies. I was hoping to be able to offer something in return for the information.
I don't need
that you guys
anything to
provided us.
offer. Seeing a group of people survive in the mountains is of value to us.
Oh, you said you guys were heading home?
Yes.
Is that somewhere nearby, or?
West and over the cliffs.
Well, I suppose if we're ever out that way, we'll keep an eye out for you guys. Did you have a name other than your individual names? There's a group name of some sort.
We'd rather not share the name of our tribe.
That's fair. My apologies. Well, I suppose if we're out that way, if we might keep an eye out for you guys if that's okay.
You can find us. You can talk to us.
Good. I'd rather not encroach on your territory and then wind up dead because of it. So.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose we'll be heading that way, and I'll point to the direction that they just came from.
Good luck. Wind's picking up.
I'd say the same, but it doesn't seem like you guys need it, so thank you, by the way.
Welcome. And they will head on their way. You guys know a little bit more about what is to come.
Yes.
Can continue your travel up the mountain.
Oh, yes. We might, if we have any rope, we might want to use that to anchor ourselves to one another. That might be beneficial.
50 feet of silk rope.
Ooh.
So, we can use that and...
You said specifically when they were going further up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt just to do it now, just to be on the safe side. We don't exactly know when avalanches could potentially start, so...
Good point.
So yeah, I will, I guess, anchor us all together. Can't you just use like your CMB or D or something for like not tying?
It's equal to your... Yeah, it's fine. You can tie a knot. I'm not going to make it a big deal.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys are making your way down the mountain path. And for quite a few hours, it's a pretty calm journey. Chilly, but you all feel warm and toasty with your nice Endure elements on. Doesn't feel quite so bad. But as you get up the mountain, you get to a point where, as the bugbears had spoke of, the path starts to thin out quite a bit. And it is a very tight path to cross from one point on the cliffside to the next, with a deep ravine that falls below your feet, should you slip.
Actually, how long does this last? Yes. About what time of day is it? Or would we be able to tell?
It is very late in the day. The
Okay,
third sun is no longer visible from within the mountain.
Okay. I suppose that just in case, I will go ahead and use 2 spells on Goran and Ivy. In the off chance of the kind of falling off of the side of it.
You know that there are still a few hours left in the day, but the sun is past where the mountain's peaks would allow you to view it.
Okay. I guess while we're going, we'll at least we'll keep an eye out for any like enclaves or anything like that we would be able to utilize.
Okay. So to cross,
not on kegs.
To cross this next leg of the mountain pass, you are all going to have to keep yourself pinned tightly to the wall of the mountain. To do this,
I was gonna say, mechanically, what is that?
I am going to need some DC 10 acrobatics checks. Athletics checks.
Acrobatics? Okay, athletics. I'll suggest I go first, and then is there anything on the other side to where if like I get across, we all have this rope connected us, but I'm assuming there's a good amount of slack between it, like each.
So I want to know at what amount of distance have you tied each other off, assuming that tying each other off takes about 4 feet of length from the rope. So you can assume you have a 42-foot rope. Or
less than that.
12, 16. Yeah. So there'd be 34 feet left, divided by 8 or 4 people is about 8 feet-ish in between us.
And the distance that you're going to have to travel is about 100 feet.
Oh, shit. So we all have to be going across, like, together.
Yep.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll just recommend I lead, and then whoever, if there's anyone else who feels pretty confident, have them be in the back, so that hopefully, well, I mean, we're tied the way we're tied, but I guess we can't really change it, but...
Why not? Just untie and retie.
True.
I do not feel confident in the slightest. Acrobatics and athletics and things of that nature are not my forte.
So I'll lead, and if anyone, I don't know if either Niev or Goran feel confident on one of those checks.
A couple things. I am casting Carry Companion on Hunter because
he will not be able to come across.
Yeah. So I will put him in my handy haversack, I guess.
Okay.
And I'm going to suggest, since I'm not very athletic, perhaps maybe I could wild shape into like a bird or something and fly across.
The winds are strong. Make sure you can
braid
them in that form.
Beefy bird or something.
Yep. The winds are incredibly strong. You can feel them press against you in a way that has made this trip slower overall.
Is Goran decent at all at either acrobatics or athletics?
Not unless I take my armor off, which I might want to do here.
I mean, I'm pretty confident in mine, and with Aunt Paul, if someone slips, I'm pretty confident I can hopefully be able to, like, keep my footing well enough, but
Trying to think of if there's any spells that can help here.
yeah.
I don't think this blessing really helps.
Yeah, I was just doing the same
Actually, I have once. There's something that. Hold on, I need to read this.
Well, prayer can give us a +1 on skill checks. For
What
8
would
rounds.
happen if I turned someone into gas to maneuver
would be
across
blown
here?
It would be
Would
blown
they-
the fuck
Okay.
away.
I wasn't sure if that would blow away or if it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like sure if you like fall, it's like certain death here, right?
You're not sure that it's certain death. But somebody's going to have to climb down to see if the other person is alive or dead.
Yeah, we don't know if it's certain death, but we definitely can't see
Yeah,
the
you
floor.
cannot see the bottom.
To be safe, perhaps we
I
should.
mean, if anyone does fall and starts falling, I can feather fall them, but
Well, what we could do, you said it was about, or are we able to see that it's about 100 feet or so, you said?
Yeah, about 100 feet across.
I can always check and see if let's see if the fortunes are with us. And I always use this augury I've prepared.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. We ignore the one that was rolled because that's not the augury roll.
Oops.
Yeah, that's a D20.
Yeah. Nobody here follows the 8, correct?
Nope.
Nope.
Does not provide for me.
Okay. You will know the results of... What is the question you were asking?
Will we all make it across this, I don't know what the exact term for the ledge, but will we all make it across this ledge safely?
Okay. All right. You may attempt to cross.
yeah, so I guess I will lead, and as soon as I make my distance and I'm waiting for people to kind of follow behind or whatever, I'm just watching everyone as closely as I can, and if anyone looks like they're slipping, I will feather fall them.
Okay. All right, so,
Go
ahead.
Sorry, go.
Mechanically, there's a couple of ways we can do this. If you move it 5 feet per round, you can take 10. If taking... I'm sorry. Yeah, you can take 10 if taking 10 is enough to get you across without falling.
5 feet per round, that's gonna take 20 rounds.
Even if I took 10, actually I wonder
It'll
if...
take about 2 minutes to
not
get
terrible.
across.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to be safe, we could just do that.
Assuming
so
no
that's
one
still
has an
one.
armor check penalty.
Oh, you said it's
I
you said it's a
do
-1?
have armor check
Or
penalty.
you have
I'm
the
sure
bonus
Goron
with
does.
+1, correct?
If I give us a prayer beforehand, if you want.
Perfect. If you do that, I will give myself Antal, and I don't know if Miev needs Antal as well, but...
I have it prepared, so I will just cast that on myself. Antal?
Okay, I'm very weighed down, so I will cast it on myself as well.
Yeah, you did already.
No, he cast
well,
it on me and Goron. I don't think he said he cast it on himself.
I did not,
Okay.
up until just now. But I definitely need to, because I'm very encumbered by all of this stuff.
So am I able
Nice.
to carry my armor in my pack or anything?
You can take off your armor. You'll need to
Yeah, I'm going to
disrobe.
do that. Sure, I have Endure Elements
Yep.
on, so I will do that.
Damn, I was hoping I could trick him that way, but that didn't work. Yeah, you can take off your armor.
Alright, I'm going to remove the check penalty, and if I take 10, I make the check.
Yep.
If you guys want to do that.
I think
if that's the
that would be
safest
the
option
safer
for you
way to
guys.
do it.
I literally only fail if I roll a 1, so without taking 10.
Yeah,
So-
just in case, I will say a prayer to Kron mechanically as well, before we begin our trek across.
Yep.
Antal
That will give you a bonus for the first 8 seconds, or the first 8 rounds, but you'll need 12 more rounds of it. You want to cast it on the ledge?
No.
triples the carrying capacity, which means that...
I mean, it just means that your encumbrance doesn't matter, but any armor check penalties will still apply.
my encumbrance almost matters because my light load would still be 78.
Gotcha.
So I'm like 18 off of that. But yes, well, that's necessary because mechanically, if I just do it without that, I have a -7 to my athletics. So,
Okay.
So if I suppose that with Gulron's +1, I would be at 10 if I took 10.
Okay.
Does bull strength help you at all
So
in
for the
this?
first
I have
8
it
rounds, you
somewhere.
can get past.
No, it went with the ant haul. I'd be able to carry everything without being encumbered as much. But
All right.
Bull
wait,
strength
actually-
will up your strength, which will up your athletics check if that's the check you'd be using to go across.
oh yes, I suppose then it would. Oh yeah, it is true. Because you said athletics,
Or
correct?
acrobatics.
Or I would use acrobatics then, because then I would have a.
Then yeah, then
-5
bull
instead.
strength wouldn't help you at all with trying to get across if
Yes,
you're
I'd be
gonna go
able to.
athletics.
I'd be able to get
For
across with an 11, 12, an 11.
So it sounds like everybody can cross without a check. Yes.
I would be using my acrobatics, so if I take 10, then I just get like.
If you let's pretend that you rolled a 0, or let's pretend that you rolled a 1. What is the bonus you would get?
I have a total of 3 in acrobatics.
Okay. Okay, so you're fine. Actually, no, because I said if you can take 10 if you move at 5 feet per round as long as it's not negative.
Yeah, so basically everyone needs
Correct.
to not be in the negatives.
Correct.
So
Nope,
as
I'm
long
sorry.
as
Okay.
This is the sleep thing. I'm
Yeah.
I'm just tired enough
Yeah.
that my own math is confusing me. That's a really bad problem.
So
Yeah, well,
basically,
that's-
as long as you can get your bonuses in either at 0 or positive,
Yep.
you can
Oh.
make it across taking 10. So as long as you don't have a negative to whatever check you're using, we're fine to take 10 and get across.
Excellent. So yeah, you guys can start to cross across the mountain. And
And look, something's gonna try to attack us. There's gonna be an avalanche on our
give
way
me
across.
a perception check. Why would I ever do this to you? Why would I ever
This
convince
is
you it's the
not
safe way to go
good.
across at 5 feet per round?
Another 6. Awesome. At least it's a good roll.
So yeah, you guys get out to
Or at
about
least you're not my perception.
you guys get out to about the halfway point. And Niev, you feel it first. You feel a soft rumble in the mountain. And then as you're getting ready to like say something to Gulron and Antaeus, you look over and you notice they feel it too. Ivy, however, is like heavily focused on keeping things moving ahead and doesn't really notice the rumble.
I will say avalanche.
I suppose we speed up then.
Yeah, if we look around, do we discern if we speed up and try to move quickly? Can we get across before it comes, or like we?
So
for sure
you're
be hit
not
by
sure
this?
where it's coming from. Right now you just hear the rumble.
Or we're about 50. You said we're about 50 feet across, right?
You're about halfway across. Yep.
Okay, so I'll just ask the group: do you want to speed up, or do you want to anchor in spot and hope it doesn't hit us? Or
Yeah, is there a knowledge
a
check
good
we would know
call.
that would we be just flung off the mountain if the thing falls on us? Or
another 6. God.
It depends on where the avalanche is coming from. Yeah,
we
knowledge,
wouldn't be able to
nature.
just-
You're with a knowledge nature. You know that like, it's going to depend on whether the avalanche comes down on you from the cliff above you, or down the mountain ahead of you, or from the mountain across from you. What's going to happen? One will literally push you down into the ravine. The other will push you back across the path, but probably like you won't die if it came from straight ahead of you. And if it came over the other side, it could do a number of devastating things to you, including potentially just suffocate you.
Ooh, sounds lovely.
Well, John put. Oh no, he didn't today, did he?
what?
Life bubble. I thought you. Put
I don't
life
have
bubble
that
on.
spell. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's a me
was
thing
yours,
now.
yeah, you have
and I
that.
didn't say it. Okay. All right. Never mind.
But the thing you do know is that you have at least some time from when you hear the first rumble, and you're pretty sure that's the earliest rumble. But the echoing up here makes it very difficult to pinpoint.
Let's try to
I
get
think
across.
we just need to get moving. Let's speed up
Yeah.
and
You want to speed up?
So question: how would it be like insane to try and cast a spell of this?
No,
position when I'm,
you'll need to make me a reflex save because you have to do all the hand gestures. If it doesn't have somatic components, you're fine.
It does have some
Okay.
other components.
Then yeah, you need a reflex save DC 10.
oh hell yeah, Feather Follow Me has verbal. Thank God.
That would have been great. I'll save you. Oh!
Like, no, I'm gonna join you now. Sorry.
Would I know, like, giving us increased movement? Would that give us like 10 feet per round for the take 10 or no?
Like with haste, perhaps?
With haste is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to. The thought here is like. Well, you're moving faster. You're still moving faster, so you still have like the same need to be checking, like what you're doing and doing it carefully.
We're moving faster physically, but we're not like mentally faster.
I
we
would
still be able to process.
I would allow it to give you a bonus in moving across it of +4.
Cool.
Because
Alright,
I think
well,
the idea there is that you could kind of like miss a couple of steps, but still be moving fast enough to make up for ground lost.
Alright, I'll attempt to cast a spell.
Okay.
If I see you doing that, let me make sure I have the. Okay, that's a standard action.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like anchoring down as much as I can when I see him start to cast.
Oh, it's a reflex save. That's right. Feet don't fail me now.
Okay.
What, am I only rolling sixes?
What
today?
are
What's
you,
happening?
Antaeus? What are you doing with this channel vigor as?
Limbs.
Okay. Okay. Ghoulron, you feel things slip as you start casting a spell. Who are you adjacent to?
I'm not sure.
God.
I would definitely want to be adjacent to one of the two of you because I would want to be able to hold on to you if I fell.
I'm pretty sure we would have probably gone with me in the front, you in the back, them two in the middle.
Yeah, so which one of the two smaller people are next to Ghoulron?
One roll a 1d2 and one of you gets one and one
Yeah.
of you gets two.
I'll take highs.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
well, all right. It's
Antaeus,
Antaeus.
I need you to give me a strength check.
Oh god.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
And you didn't want my bull strength.
I'm so scared.
Oh my god, yeah. So Antaeus goes,
Debauch.
like, he sees Ghoulron start to pull off, and Antaeus, like, instinctively tries to grab hold of the rope, and Antaeus, give me a reflex save.
I do have Antal though, so I might.
You
be
do
able
have
to
Antal.
almost not
Antal
fall
helps with
off.
the things that you're carrying on your back, not in your hands.
Oh,
god.
and
and not when you're trying to pull something up. Yeah, make a reflex save. You keep your footing, but as an alternative to that, you lose hold of the rope. And Ghoulron, you go slipping, and you are presently kind of hanging and swaying at the moment. As Antaeus is like leaned himself back and barely able to hold himself up. But Antaeus, you know in this position, you will not last long. And with this, I'm going to have us roll into initiative, please.
Good lord. We're gonna get stuck with the frickin' avalanche doing this.
Oh yes, roll into initiative. My apologies.
This is all part of his augury, right?
Yes. Hopefully. Where in the world is my character? Oh, there I am. Okay. Initiative.
Okay. Antaeus, you are leaned against the edge of the mountain, and you are feeling the pull of Ghoulron's rope at your waist. I will need yet another strength check from you. And Antaeus, you slip, unable to sustain the weight of Ghoulron pulling upon your body. Ivy. You watch as the feet of Antaeus slide off the cliff's edge, and he is bound in the same way that Ghoulron is. And that rope will very swiftly afterwards pull Niev possibly leave only you.
Okay, so I know, like, it's them haining, and then it's Niev and me, but, like, how tight is this? Can I try to squeeze around her to at least, like, grab the rope and try to start, like, pulling people up?
I would
Or is it too
need
tight
an
for me to do
acrobatics
that?
check DC 25.
Acrobatics?
Yes, you are trying to move through the square of another person without disrupting the place that they're at.
Nope, I can't make that check.
Okay.
So what can I do?
Do you hold on to my waist and pull me?
Yeah, maybe that's the best bet, is I just try to grab a hold of Niev and start, like, I guess, like, my thought process here is I don't know if I start walking backwards, if I can either, like, slowly pull them up or, like, slowly get us across, but one of the two maybe is better than just, like, standing here in the middle with two people hanging.
It's all up to what your strength could do at that point.
I mean, anything I can do to bolster my strength right now? I don't think so. Anything if I rage help me?
Yeah, so what you do is you cast Bull Strength as a swift action before you attack Niev with your grapple attack. Isn't that how that works as a mag?
Blitz, sucking from arrows, resist energy. Spider climb could be helpful. Maybe. And having haste on, I guess, at least lets me move farther while pulling and dragging people, maybe? I don't know. We'll try it. I'm going to use a round of my rage and throw on spider climb and haste to hopefully help me as much as I can.
Yeah, I am trying to find the rules for climb speeds as opposed to climb checks, which is annoying the shit out of me right now.
Yeah.
And I just get the...
I think you can climb half your move speed.
No, well, no. With spider climb, I need to see because there are
spider climb.
There are rules specifically about encumbrance and whatnot with having a climb speed.
It says must have. Well, technically, I can't even use this while I'm pulling. This is like in case I need it, but I can't even do anything with this right at the moment because I can't climb unless my hands are free, and I'm basically grabbing Niev at the moment and trying to drag people along. So I just have this on as like a, oh shit, Niev falls to have something on to maybe help in that situation.
So right now your action is to grab hold of Niev and brace for the pull of the cord.
I'm grabbing hold of Niev, and then if I can move at all, because I've thrown haste up on myself as well, basically now, I would start trying to drag and pull people across if I can get any movement.
So, Ivy's not particular. I'm trying to do this in a way where I let you make the decision as a character who's not an experienced mountain climber.
Sure.
Without making it feel like I'm just trying to cheat you out of something or like create a problem. But there is a fundamental issue when it comes to creating movement while another object is in like a pendulum swing. Which is that if you continue to move in the direction that the pendulum is swinging, you are going to increase the momentum, and so the backlash is going to rip you back the other way, and you will lose your footing even more so. You'll have more pull on you as Ghoulron swings the other way. You'll have less moving forward and can move forward, because Ghoulron is kind of aiding your movement forward, technically. But when Ghoulron pulls back, your momentum going the other way will be a pull against the momentum that Ghoulron has in his natural swing. And that will create an additional kind of jolt of being pulled.
Well, then I guess my goal here wouldn't to, like, if I could see that happening and see, like,
you can't really see it happening yet because we're like in the seconds where Ghoulron has swung down, and Antaeus, who was like going to act as a counterbalance to that, has now slipped and is creating...
I don't know what to do here because my character can't see. She's not the brightest. Her first instinct is just me grab Niev and try to start moving us across. So I'm kind of like...
Okay, that's fine. That is what you do. Ghoulron, give me a caster level check to see if you... Or a concentration check to see if you still got the spell off, even though you slipped. It looks like you do, right? That would be 21 because 3rd level spell, right?
I was trying to cast Blessing of Fervor, which is a 4th level spell.
Okay, so no. Spell is lost.
Oh, I just fizzled?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have an action here as you are swinging.
Give me a second, just mining the spell points.
Okay.
That's 7 for 4th level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm suspended in air, swinging.
Yeah, you're like at mid-return swing. So you're like swinging back towards Ivy.
Oof. Do I get an idea of, like, am I able to cast a spell like this?
You could
or
try
like...
again, but there will be a concentration check because the rope is kind of getting in the way as you swing.
Alright, I'll try to just use a spell-like ability. I don't know if that helps at all, but I'll try to give myself more strength.
Okay. Yeah. You can help bolster your strength. Niev, you are being held by Ivy. Do you want to try to break free? Give me a CMB if you do.
No, that's okay. So I'm
Me
guessing...
embrace you.
Different character. Anyway, so I'm guessing that I'm trying to hold on to this rope now that Antaeus and Goron have basically flipped. So I probably need to do a strength check.
You will in a moment. So what's
Okay.
going to happen is when we hit the end of the round, we're going to resolve a swing of the rope, and we are
Okay.
going to see what happens on that swing of the rope. And at the end of the round, so you're basically readying. You're readying like a sort of brace to hold the rope as tight as you can. And so there's 2 things that are going to be happening at the end of this round, and so we will go to that now. The first of these things is I will need a strength check from both Ivy and from Niev. Shit.
You did it. You guys are the best.
Shit.
If we start falling, though, I'm immediately feather falling everyone. None of us is more than 20 feet apart. Well, wait, I'm feather falling as many people as I can. So
Ivy, give me a reflex save.
Oh
Well,
god.
if you feather fall 3 of us, we'll kind of float down, and then we'll just carry the other one down
Okay.
slowly.
So
right?
you managed,
That's how that
just
works?
like Antaeus did, to give yourself one final mount, pushing yourself against the wall. But you can feel as the rope swings back, it will pull you the rest of the way if you do not successfully hold fast. Also, I need perception checks from everybody.
Oh shit, this motherfucking avalanche. And I'm not gonna be able to see it. Oh, that's like a really good roll for me.
Where'd it go?
I finally rolled something that isn't a 6.
Right, I will here now determine the direction. The avalanche is coming from behind you guys. You can hear, like as Gul'ran and Antaeus swing, you can hear the rumble of the snow coming from the peak behind where Ivy's back is planted.
So it's coming from above us?
It is coming from above.
Okay.
So this will certainly push all of you into the ravine. If you cannot move out of it quickly.
Gotcha.
Antaeus, it is your action.
As much as I would like to argue for an insight check, I would like to make a survival check to see what the best course of action to...
Sure, do you have ranks in survival?
I have ranks in both,
Okay.
and my insight is significantly better, but I don't know if that applies as much as survival
Give me a
does,
survival
unfortunately.
here. A survival is more relevant. So you know the best thing that you can try to do is get the rope under control. The longer the rope is out of control, the harder it's going to be to get yourselves back up. And if you can get the rope under control, even in the avalanche might just go right over top of you, and you might be able to survive it. But if you don't have the rope under control, the avalanche will. If the avalanche clips even one of you, there will be enough pressure there to pull all of you down.
Would trying to anchor ourselves to the mountain.
You could try to grab a hold of like the edge of the mountain on one of the passes by it.
Like for me and Gulran, because I don't think we'll be able to control much of the ape or the. Not the apron.
Yeah, you could make a ready action to try to grab the edge of the mountain as the rope swings back towards it.
Okay, so holding onto this rope with Gulran isn't really necessary at this point, I don't think, right?
You're basically free hanging. Like okay. You're tied off, so neither of you are going to drop.
Okay, I'll try to say, Gulran, anchor to the mountain. And then I'll yell up to them, get the rope under control, and I'll try to. And while I'm doing this, I'll try to take the dagger out. And is this ice or is this?
It is stone.
Stone. Well, that's not going to help me much, I don't think.
Okay. Ivy.
But if it's just stone, I guess I wouldn't try to I'll just try to balance myself as best I can against the wall.
Am I still holding on to Niev?
You are still holding on to Niev. You have not let go of Niev.
I didn't know.
Yep. She did not choose to break free.
Okay, so I guess if he's saying get the rope under control, I'm just going to try to anchor myself as best I can and not move. Okay. And
anchoring yourself will grant you a +2 bonus to the strength check.
Cool.
And it will grant Niev a +2 bonus to the strength check.
Cool. Oh God.
Cool run.
Does the avalanche have to make attack roll on us? No,
that part you don't know.
That just gives us temporary HP. That's useless.
That's gonna be the thing that saves us if we had that extra HP, isn't it?
So when he says anchor yourself, do I know what kind of check that would be to get ready to grab it?
It's basically a readied attack to try to grab the wall.
Okay, so keeping bolstering my strength is important.
It could potentially be.
Okay, then I will do the strength surge again.
Okay. Niev, still got that grapple you can break free of.
No thanks. If I anchor myself, do I get a +4 to my strength?
No. You're already you're getting the ability. You're already getting an implicit bonus because you're readied. Okay. That's giving you the ability to aid Ivy in the check.
Okay. I don't really have any kind of action I can do other than just try and.
Well, if you say you're not getting ready, then you can't aid Ivy.
Well, I mean,
so
I am getting ready. Yeah. I'm bracing myself for.
But essentially, what you're doing is you're readying an aid action for when Ivy attempts to pull and try to keep the rope under control. That is what your action is right now.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
God, I don't roll a 3 again.
All right. Party, you know your rules. Can I get attack rolls from the swinging people and strength checks from the people on the mountain? That's an aid. Oh, yeah.
What kind of attack rolls?
Melee attack rolls as you're trying to grab hold of the wall. Ooh. Gulran, you get a really tight hold though, and you can actually feel Antaeus kind of swing against you. Give me a strength check. Is that with your bonus or without your bonus?
That's with all my bonuses.
You've including the strength surge?
Yep.
Oh. Damn. That will pull you somewhat loose. From it. So you now only have one hand. There is still a bit of sway as Antaeus pulls against the rope that you are connected to. And I need perception checks once more from everybody. Wow. That is actually good. Because that delays the avalanche. Antaeus.
Actually, with our perception, is there any way to tell, the slope of the avalanche? Like,
No, your perception, especially from where you're at, does not let you look over top of the mountain and see what the current curvature of the mountain is.
Perfect. Drats. I suppose I will, in the meantime... Actually, would I be able to delay until Buran goes?
Sure.
Okay.
Ivy.
I'm just trying, like, at this point, I think I'm hoping that maybe I can crouch me and Niev a little bit and pray that I can keep myself anchored and the avalanche goes over us and the rope gets under control. So I'm just keeping this position and trying to anchor myself down as best as I can right here.
Perfect. Gulran.
Am I able to? So what's my? I have like one hand on the.
You have like one hand on the thing, but it's not a heavy grip. It's enough that you could try to grip again and keep yourself steady there. And you would not need to ready it. You would take the action now.
Yeah, I'll try to like stabilize myself.
Yep. Give me an attack roll.
Attack roll coming up.
All right. Yeah. Hanging there, you kind of like swing your arm around looking for the right place to get a hand to grip in, and you hold tight, and you can feel how rough this is as Antaeus is like near pulling your back out of alignment. Antaeus.
Okay. So I'm guessing that the force of the shield spell is something that would be like directly on them, not necessarily something that would be around them, right?
Correct.
Ah, damn. I was hoping I'd be able to use that to get this stupid snow to fall over top you guys. Fuck, I don't even know. I guess I would just attempt to anchor myself as best I can.
Okay. You'll need to give me, that'll be on a ready to action. God, why is my voice acting like this? Niev.
I'm readying myself to assist Ivy.
Okay. Let's see some checks. Pair of strength checks and an attack roll from Antaeus. Oh, you guys have
Perfect.
the bonuses, so that's not so bad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, but so Ivy, you will be able to like hold them in place. DC is only 10 to maintain the rope. You have enough strength right now to hold.
Yeah, I got that nice botch.
Yeah, Antaeus pulls away. Gulran, give me a strength check to hold tight on the mountain. Oh yeah, you are basically working carry right now for Antaeus from below. I like being a power bottom. I get some perception checks from the party.
Sorry, I was thinking of something. I'll do perception check as well.
All right.
How long until we're gonna all the avalanche stuff?
You can start feeling bits of snow start to drip over the edge of the cliff. Ivy.
Yeah, I mean...
At this point, you think you could maybe try to pull up and start bringing people up if you can get a good enough check.
Yeah, I mean, I'll attempt that if the rope's under control and I feel like I can do so.
Yep, give me a strength check.
Not bad.
Yeah. You pull them up part of the way. You get about halfway to where Antaeus would be.
Okay.
Gulran, you can feel some tugging at the rope, but you are still held onto the wall, and this will give you a bonus to your athletics check to move up the wall at this point.
Okay, yeah, I would get a bonus from being against the wall.
Yeah, and having Ivy giving you kind of a pull at the same time.
All right, yeah, I will attempt to try to climb up with the assistance. What do you want, athletics?
All right, so you don't make a lot of progress, but you get some ways up. Antaeus, your rope is a little more taut, so you're not moving as much. You're not going to be as big a burden to Ghoulron right now.
Just out of curiosity, would I be able to make an attack, like a bomb attack?
What do you want to throw a bomb at?
What I'm curious is, and I need to know how the functionality of Tanglefoot Bomb works, because it says it glues them to the surface. I don't know if I can do that to, like, if I were to hit Ivy with it, if it would glue her to the wall.
So you're basically, keep in mind, like, Entangled gives more than just their feet are stuck. It gives them an attack penalty. So effectively, it doesn't just glue them to the surface, it also glues them to themselves, partially.
Well, I didn't know if it would be, like, beneficial to do that for the purposes of, well,
she might be slightly more stuck to the wall. She's not going to be as helpful pulling all of you up.
Okay. And the avalanche, did it seem like it was
There's bits of snow coming over the edge.
Okay, so we still might have a few seconds. Okay. I guess I'll just try to, if she's pulling us up, I guess I'll just try to assist and try to climb.
Okay. So are you gonna try to climb, or are you just gonna try to grab the rope and pull and start pulling yourself up the rope? Because the rope at this point is now more taut because Ivy's managed to make the checks necessary to get it, like, pulled into place. You're not swaying as much anymore down below, so much as you're in free hang.
Okay. Would So I would just be pulling myself up behind.
You can try. You're not behind Ghoulron. You're ahead of Ghoulron. So you'd be also pulling against the weight of Ghoulron behind you.
I suppose I would.
But that will be an athletics check.
Yeah, I guess I would just try to do. Or that would be athletics. No, I guess I would just try to, like, I don't know, like, there doesn't look like there's any way to, like, grab up the mountain.
I'm gonna move on. You're caught in thought. Niev. If you maintain what you're doing, Ivy will continue to get a bonus. You no longer need to make a check to aid. You are now auto-aiding.
Okay, that's what I'm doing then.
Can I try to just, like, ground myself so that Ghoulron can get past me?
You're tied to a rope. And beneath the rope that you're tied to, Ghoulron is tied to the other end of that rope. He can't, like, walk on top of you if you're hanging there. The rope won't let him get that way. Like, it's a logistics issue because of how you're hung.
I figured it was a long shot.
Okay. Yeah. I need another round of perception checks. Missing. There we go. All right, here we go. All right, can I get reflex saves from the party? You do have a +4 bonus on these. Holy shit, that's really good. So the first edge of the snow starts to push over the edge, and as it does so, Ghoulron is mounted to the wall. Niev is, like, pushing into Ivy, and as she's, like, pushing to Ivy for a moment, like, you have your head down a little bit, like, trying to pull Antaeus up. And as Niev pushes into you, your head kind of, like, instinctively goes back, and you feel a rush of snow graze over the top of your head, kind of pulling your hair down a little bit further in front of your face. But you can feel this snow starting to run down like a wave over top of the cliff. Ivy. It's your action.
Do I feel like it's pretty safe to keep pulling, or do I feel like with this avalanche coming over us, I should just, like, hold fast?
If you can pull this round, you can get Antaeus onto the cliffside, which might make Antaeus less a liability to the snow.
Yeah. I'll try.
Yeah, you rip Antaeus up and onto the cliffside. And Ghoulron.
Can I just... I know I don't have another action this round, but like, damn it, I just want to like grapple both of them now and just be like, stay here.
Ghoulron.
Is my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's that? Am I pulled up a bit from that, or
You are
am I
pulled
still
up a
in the
bit from
same?
that as well. So you could probably clear the rest of the way with a good athletics check.
Yikes. Okay, well, here's hoping.
Oh, you're still mounted to the side of the mountain, and right now that's still a safe enough place to be, theoretically. Antaeus, you are on the mountain ledge. You want to do a bunch of moving around? You want to run for it?
No.
What is your action?
Man, there's no way to intentionally kill him. I guess I would try to anchor myself here because this seems like a good idea.
And
Although I
before
don't
he
think
reveals his true evilness and cuts the rope and lets Ghoulron fall.
But I don't think that so I wouldn't be able to like use my bomb on myself so that because my weak ass can't hold people.
Your bomb is like fiery, right?
Probably, yeah.
Let's
Well,
not do that, please.
good point.
I don't think fire on ice when I'm trying to be anchored and stand still is a good idea. Let's just keep pulling people up.
All right, Niev, you're
I'm
going to
afraid of
continue
falling
to
off and
you're going to
fucking
continue to
everything
aid.
up again.
Right.
Yes.
Here it comes. Reflex saves, please.
Reflex. Oh hell yeah.
Ooh.
Well, at least
Fucking
I
sixes.
did good.
Your reflex save is enough to allow you to give me a strength check, please, Ivy.
Please roll well.
Okay, nope.
Bad.
You hold on to Ivy, or you hold on to Niev, and Niev, I will need you to take. It's gonna be a lot. I am very sorry.
Oh
Or am
god.
I need you and Ghoulron to take 21 points of damage as snow starts to pummel you. Ghoulron, you can take half because you are mounted against the wall. If you can succeed a strength check, DC 10.
Does he have shield leather on still, or
If we're within 45 feet of each other, I do.
Okay.
which would have to be with the
Yep.
with the rope?
So I'm taking 11.
If you succeed a DC 10 strength check.
I mean, for Niev's damage.
Oh yeah, you're taking
11 for Niev's, and then make that check.
And then you said strength check.
Yep. No, so you'll take all.
That because that +4 doesn't apply to that, right?
You can see like the snow like hits the other cliff and like just starts pummeling into you off the other edge of the cliff, just rebounding all over you. Ivy, you want to try to pull him the rest of the way?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Another strength check.
Oh
No.
my god.
You like feel yourself lose a bit of the rope. Actually, thankfully, Ghoulron has a tight grip on the wall. Otherwise, you feel like you might have lost him. Ghoulron.
Am I just able to climb still, or do I need to re-anchor myself?
No, you can climb still. At this point, you're
There
just
you
going to
go.
take damage from the snow.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to get up. Ooh.
Yeah. You can get just about the rest of the way. You feel your hand on the edge of the top of the cliff. Antaeus, you going to stay anchored? Or do you want to do something crazy?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, the stuff's already pouring over us. There's nothing I can really do about that.
Keep aiding, Niev?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. One more round of reflex saves. Ooh.
For Niev,
Need another
man.
strength check.
Oh,
Yep. No, I'm sorry,
her,
from
not me.
Ivy.
Yeah, sorry.
Ivy, you hold
Ooh,
on to her, but
yes.
yet again, like, you feel really bad because, like, you're trying to both deal with this rope and try to get Ghoulron up, but you're also trying to hold on to Niev. And as you're doing that, like, Niev keeps leaning forward, and as she leans forward, like, this rush of snow just starts battering her in the back of the head. Bits of snow and ice just raining down across the back of your head for 25 points of damage.
So I'll take 13.
Yeah. Ivy.
And let's see if I can, I guess, yank Goron the rest of the way up.
Yep. Oh, yeah! You, like, rip Ghoulron onto the wall. Like, pull him up and get into place, Ghoulron. You're just a little bitch. Ghoulron.
If I can, like, put my back to the wall or anchor myself, can I also channel energy or no?
Yeah, you can channel energy here.
I will channel energy in AoE around me.
You let loose a burst of positive energy. Antaeus.
Okay. I suppose. Is what I'm doing actually like functional, like just bracing? Is that actually like functionally helping?
Yeah,
or...
you're getting reflex saves that don't knock you off the cliff.
Cool. Then I will continue to do that because the +1 bonus I'd get to an attack roll is not going to be as beneficial.
Okay. Niev, it's at this point now that everybody's up, you don't really need to aid.
Okay.
So at this point, all I need left is one last round of reflex saves.
Oh, God.
Good so far.
What? Damn it. Didn't go through.
Ugh, Ghoulron.
I don't know if that +4 helps, but... or I'm assuming that's still active right from the haste.
No, because we are at... I guess... Well, the haste... Oh, yeah, from your own personal one. Yes. Well, you're fine either way. It's all about Ghoulron here. So, Ivy, can I get you to give me a strength check? So, yeah, you, like, watch as Ghoulron, like, does a burst of positive energy, but in doing so, like, he instinctively puts up his arms to let the energy flow out from him. And as he does so, like, he redirects, like, a large slurry of snow onto the back of his head. And while he would fall down the cliff, you quickly reach out and grab hold of the rope and hold it as taut as you can to make sure he does not make his way down the cliffside. But Ghoulron, take another 22 points of damage as you are pummeled with snow. Ice. But you will hear the rumbling slowly cease. You can see now a bottom to the pit in front of you. A snow-covered bottom. You can continue the rest of the way across the cliff.
That was close.
Yes, it was.
Can we take a break real fast?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Back shortly.
Oh, perfect, actually.
emotionally and physically take up less space.
And we're back with that comment.
Excellent.
Goron with the clutch timing.
That's what I'm trying to do from now on.
So yeah, you guys have made it to the other edge of the cliff and can make your way further up the path and reach what you know is not much further from here. You can reach the intersection where you can go straight ahead or you can go north.
I'll just look at Antaeus. That was a wheel result?
Well, it's technically right.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct. Okay. So is there enough room now for Hunter?
Yeah, there's more than enough room at this point.
Okay.
You're back on the regular path.
Alright, I will take him out and make him Hunter again.
Which way should we go?
You know, to the northeast or to the northwest lies the Druids, and to the northeast or to the east-ish, the east and up, lies the Frost King.
Knowing that, then I guess we're going north.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Northwest, right?
Yeah, but the path turns north at the crossroad.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Okay.
we veer west when
Yep.
we can, but...
So yeah, you can follow the northward path, and you will find that the further northward you get, the more calm the winds seem to become. Start to die down. There's just a gradual breeze blowing about you until you start to come upon a sight of these large hide tents 3 times taller than any tent you've ever seen, built into the landscape, and massive bodies roaming about the area, with large stone like fixtures or furnitures laying about.
This is time to push Nieven to the front.
Here there be giants. One of them stops and turns. A visitor. Hello.
Is it in common?
Yes.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
We're here from Megiddo. They sent us for...
Megiddo.
Yes.
The city to the west?
That's right.
Yes. Go on.
They sent us to assist with the Frost King.
Ah, yes. I did not know your kind would have interest in these kinds of things.
I have interest for reasons.
Ah. Personal motivation.
Yeah, but I mean, they sound pretty dickish, so helping you guys out sounds good too.
It is no surprise that a human would have an interest in dicks and personal growth.
I mean, I am at fault there. I do like both of those things.
Yes.
I just want to help maintain the balance.
Ah. You know, it has been long since we have seen any of your kind up here. Human, elf, or even dwarf. What motivation do each of you have in this? We have heard from your human companion and from this elven companion, but what of the other two of you?
I'll pull out my holy symbol of Krozkron and say, I am a cleric. I seek to restore the strength of this place and stability in the region.
Strength and stability are important things. Letting nature take its course instead of the will of others. And you, smallest one. You're tall, but you are quite tiny.
I suppose comparatively that makes sense. Well, I mean, we were tasked with coming up here, and it seems like the right thing to do. I was not aware of the situation up here prior to that, and it's helpful for Ivy over here. It'll help her achieve her goals, and little publicity never hurt anybody.
An elf concerned with the will of humans. Never thought I'd see the day.
You never make it to the top on your own, though, do you? Well, physically, I guess.
Don't aim to make it to the top.
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
I don't understand. What is this metaphor?
Well, you never get anywhere in life on your own, I guess.
Why must someone get somewhere? What's wrong with where they are?
Nothing specific. It's not.
Are you familiar with the adage, anywhere you want to be, there you are?
Yes. It wasn't a physical matter of being. It was more of a...
It is okay. Some of you elves are after strange things.
Yes.
Why did you choose to come here, not just march onward to the Kingdom of Frost?
The archivists mentioned that perhaps you might be able to help in some way.
We could try to fight against the elements to provide you aid in getting up there. We have our worries in confronting the Frost King.
I don't expect any of you to put yourselves in harm's way. Any aid you can provide us that doesn't do that would be most appreciated, especially if it means I don't have to hold these three up during an avalanche again.
We can easily help keep much of this at bay if we maintain our concentration. If, of course, you can wrestle away control from the Storm King.
Do you know anything about the Storm King? Like, do you know how he's...
Or Frost King. I need to stop saying Storm King.
Yeah,
sorry.
Frost King. Do you know how he's controlling the elements here?
Yes. We are aware. Long, long, long ago, there was a Frost King before that wanted to bring the giants together to make us one unified society here in the mountains. His belief was pure and for right. He worked with an axe, a sign of the lineage of the Frost Kingdoms. This axe was imbued with the power to bend the will of giants that are near to it. Bend it permanently, so long as the wielder holds it. Those under the command of the axe of the Frost King will remain under the command of who holds the axe.
This doesn't happen to be anything I've ever heard of before, does it?
No. This is something that is basically only known of to people who lived within these mountains, and that were giants specifically. In the transfer of power for many years, this was a long forgotten power of the axe. This king has inadvertently discovered the power and has been using it to cause amok, sending hill giants down the mountains to cause chaos, steal goods, kill men, in the hopes that he can exact what he calls revenge. He blames the humans for the frost giants not being kings of the land. And he would see Megiddo. That is the name of the place you said you're from, yes?
Yes.
He would see it crushed to pieces and demand a fealty to the country, to the Frost King. There is an advantage, though, in the Frost King's axe and in his position. Anyone who challenges the Frost King to single combat can compel the Frost King to follow the order. The axe will compel it.
Sounds like a job for Ivy. She's been looking
Wasn't
for
that damn Sphinx telling me that my frickin' thing would find me and I didn't need to find it? This seems way too much of a... God, I hate foretelling creatures.
It also sounds like an enemy that's more powerful than you, that if you defeat, you may remove your curse.
Yeah, yeah, sure. One-on-one against the Frost King. That doesn't sound terrifying at all.
It is important to know, though, that those of you not cooperating in the fight will likely have to deal with a frost giant of your own.
Ugh.
He will likely have one try to keep you busy to minimize the benefit you can provide to your ally.
That hardly seems fair.
Yeah, we can handle the giants.
Would it be against the rules of this single combat were we to cast a spell to help Ivy?
Should you not cast spells that directly inhibit the ability of single combat to be performed, you would not be dishonoring the ritual and not break the limiting clause of the axe. However, if you were to cast spells which would stop the Frost King from being able to land blows with his own skill, then yes, you would.
I was thinking more of like if I were to cast a spell to enhance her weapon.
Giving her aid in combat of bolstering will not break the rule. The rule is very, very open and clear. The idea being that if others wish to bolster one side or the other, because, let's say for circumstances' sake, one Frost King was tyrannical, and the other Frost Giants deemed that they wanted him done, it makes sense that the will of the people should be allowed to at least provide aid to the incumbent, and those who wish to stand at the king's side may also provide their aid, so long as it does not disrupt the nature of the combat.
Are you familiar with simple spells?
Many.
Would Shield Other count as a breaking of this contract? Since technically he's hitting less hard since I take some of the damage for...
That one perplexes me. In the case of that spell, if I do recall correctly, you would take roughly half the pain that she does, correct?
Correct.
I do not see why that would. You are not taking every blow for her, just a portion of the blows, and you are not stopping his blows from landing.
Well, technically it makes her a little bit harder to hit.
Harder to hit is one thing. Creating a preventative bubble to stop her from being hit is another. We have heard all sorts of stories of people who thought they could use spells like Sanctuary, or wizards who've tried to use globes of invulnerability. These things will immediately break the agreement and allow the axe to function under its normal measures. Bear in mind, it is a very hard thing for giants to oppose the axe itself, so rarely did this ever happen. But you are not giants. But the code did not specify giants. A loophole its creator did not intend.
Do you know anything about the way this Frost King fights that I should be wary of if I challenge him?
He is aggressive and greedy. He will take extravagant swings, being reckless in his actions. As long as you are stalwart and strong, you should be able to bring him to Earth.
Okay.
We would love to offer greater aid to you, but we have nothing in your size.
Understandable.
This is all why we have chosen to stay this distance from things. We wish not to be a part of this mess. Behind these stones, we are protected.
Oh. Is that what happened to the weather on the way up here?
What do you mean? Was there another avalanche?
Yes. Well, yes, on the way, on the very small ledge area, there was an avalanche, so we barely made it through.
The keep can control the weather around the keep. This is just outside of the reach of the keep's influences.
That's why the weather's not so harsh over here.
Yes.
Makes sense.
I warn you, great magics protect the keep. You will need to slip into the castle and try not to draw too much attention to yourselves. Frost giants are not friendly folk.
Would you happen to know if they're able to magically see us?
They are unable to see you magically. They do not have that ability, except for those that are of the wizard variety, but they would have to, I presume, expect you to be there.
But it's not like an innate ability of them.
No.
That's good to know.
They have no power as such.
Are there other like giants roaming around here, or is it just?
Yeah,
this
there are
one?
other stone giants roaming about.
Okay, gotcha.
And of course, if any of you have fire, it would be to your advantage to use it against them.
Good to know. The first thing we've come across that fire is beneficial against. You're all druids, yes?
We are.
Or interesting. I've met many of them outside the city.
Have you do you know if you summon a fire elemental how it would fare around?
Up there, it would be choked a bit, but it could do some things. It might be suffering, but it would likely be of benefit.
Are there any other obstacles on the way up there, such as the ledge that we had to cross and anything of that nature?
No, the path the rest of the way up is clear enough for a giant to climb it. Key things to worry about are what we call the ever-changing path. You will reach a fork in the road that is never the same twice. Go the wrong way, and you will find yourself on a seemingly limitless path of death and torment, of which your only escape is returning back to the intersection you came from here, and then trying again.
Is there a way to decipher which of these paths would be that path?
Fortunately, there is not. This is the greatest trick of the Frost Kingdom. Many have gotten lost picking the wrong side, or been forced to pull back, or worse.
I suppose I'll make sure to keep Augury prepared for tomorrow. Because it looks like it's starting to get like it's evening time,
Yes,
right?
it is evening as you arrive. They're starting to put together a small fire.
Would it be too much to ask if we could stay here for the evening?
Certainly. I see no reason not. We don't have beds in your size, though.
Oh, that's more than gracious of you. We have our own bedding provided. I just didn't want to encroach on your territory while we were up here, or
Nonsense.
presume that it was okay.
You're welcome here. You have noble goals. And it's not like you could steal anything.
I wouldn't be able to carry it, that's for sure.
Precisely.
Barely carry the things that I have on me.
Are your kind still interested in those small shiny discs?
Gold?
Ah, yes. Is that what you're calling it still?
I'll pull out some gold like these.
Yes, yes. Strange thing. What do you do with it?
You exchange it for other goods?
Why
And
can't you
services?
simply trade goods for goods?
You can do that
People
too.
are greedy and they don't want goods in exchange. They just want monetary value that they can amass and become wealthier than everyone else.
What is wealth? And could you please push your mic closer to your lips?
It is
Yes.
It is like when you have a lot of a good harvest of food. If you had a lot of food, that is a form of wealth. It's when you have a lot of resources.
But then you give it away.
The
Yeah, but
disc
see,
is
these
sort of
people don't.
the disc is a placeholder for resources. Everybody assigns their resources a value with this disc, and then they exchange it rather than having to directly barter.
Yes, not everybody is as altruistic with their resources as people would like.
Your civilization sounds complicated unnecessarily.
It really is.
My condolences to your everyday life.
Do you know that they actually have carts that aren't pulled by horses?
What is a cart?
It's like a thing made of wood that people ride around in. They usually use horses to pull them to go a little bit faster to where they're going rather than having to walk.
What is the problem with walking?
It's slower.
I suppose for all of you, it must be a difficulty to move at such a slow rate. Why, I imagine I could make 3 strides in the time it would take you to walk your hundreds of steps.
Presumably, yes.
So I suppose you would need this cart to move things faster.
Or if someone is injured and they're not able to walk of their own accord, it's helpful.
Ah, yes. But none of you could just carry each other.
Oh, I certainly could not know.
I mean, I could probably carry one person, but I wouldn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, yes, her and I, and I'll point to Niev, either of them could probably carry either one of us, but the inverse is probably not true, no.
Interesting. Come, sit. Tell us more about your society.
Of course. Actually, I also had a couple of questions about yours as well.
Good. Let us share.
Excellent. One of the things I would specifically want to bring up is to see if they had seen that. Why am I forgetting the name of it? The thing that
Cryohydra.
Thank you. The cryohydra.
Ah, yes. A byproduct of taking the wrong path. Almost certain to see it. Legend has it that the cryohydra that lies at the end of... Is that what you referred to it as? The beast of many heads and necks?
Yes. I think that's what the books I've read have referred to it as.
The legend here in the mountain is that should you be able to slay that creature, you would put an end to the curse that lies upon that intersection, that defense mechanism. That its innate magical power helps fuel that switch point. But one would have to travel deep and fight many a thing to find that.
Oh, yes, that seems quite dangerous at the moment. But if we see that, we're definitely on the wrong path then.
You are certainly going the wrong way.
Good to know. That is extremely helpful. Speaking of, actually the cryohydra, I'm assuming it looks kind of like a hydra, but like with the scales and everything.
Yeah.
But, okay. You haven't seen anything that looks similar skin as with like the scales to that, have you, that flies around? A red one, perhaps?
No.
Good. It's probably for the best. It's a dangerous thing.
Many things are dangerous.
Yes, indeed.
Well, rest. Well, share stories with us and let us rest.
Of course.
In the morning, we hope you do not die.
We hope that as well. Niev will actually share stories of her own druidic circle.
They will be fascinated at the idea of people living amongst the trees. Maybe 2.
Demonetized.
And some of you might notice that Niev tells stories about
Is it she's experienced them?
Niev tells stories about places that Niev couldn't have been.
Places that aren't Mirashad or Sierra Savant?
Places that are definitely not Mirashad. She talks about like her time in the woods south of Knightsbridge. Her time in the hang on a sec. Her time in the woods around Serenity.
I guess I would be trying to, I don't know if this would even be possible, decipher when she's saying these, if they all happen to be from a specific perspective, like a specific experience.
Give me a gauge
Or
check.
if it's like different. Okay. Or if it's different lives or whatever she's lived. Gauge. No,
That's what it would be to try to like identify where the thing is coming from. Yeah, you can't really tell like whether this is aspects of a specific personality. Niev, you don't really even notice that you do it. Like there's no awareness that it's happening. You're just telling the stories from your life.
I would be asking so many questions as she's doing this because it's very peculiar.
Yeah. But over some time, you can share this information with each other, bits and pieces of it, and you can rest here for the evening. In the morning, you can set back out.
I'll do my normal routine for the evening.
You guys want to recover spell points? No, just don't worry about that. You won't need any of those.
I do my lucid dreaming and all
do you want me
that
to actually expend stuff to heal myself, or kind of say I'm fully healed?
Yeah, you can fully heal yourself and then rest. Okay. You've got enough spell points for it.
And I should still have that one shocking grass still stored because we actually never had any combats this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at some point, I guess I would bring up, while she's talking about that, I would ask them if they've ever, well, I guess I don't know if it'd be specifically then, but I did want to ask them if they knew anything about the Feyan influence on the forest.
They have literally no idea about anything related to forests. That's why they were so fascinated by Niev's stories.
Yeah, I figured as much, but...
I also would be potting my armor and watering it overnight.
Which will fascinate them as you're doing it. Like, what are you doing, little one?
My armor is alive. It grows, and it needs to be nourished in the soil.
Oh, weird. It's like the... And he'll, like, he'll walk over, grab something and bring it to you, and, like, drop down in front of you something that looks like somebody has carved the biggest piece of breastplate out of stone you've ever seen.
Oh. This is quite impressive.
Thank you. It has taken us many, many hours to carve and make work together.
They're all druids, though, aren't they? Can they wear stone?
Why is
that a thing?
We just can't wear metal.
Metal, okay. I was like, wait.
Yeah, this is a well-assembled piece of work. It doesn't look like you would maneuver as well as in breastplate. But, I mean, when you're this big and this strong, that probably doesn't really matter too much to you.
Is it, I'm assuming it's probably not very decorative in nature.
It's not. It's very, very plain.
There's, like, no symbols or anything.
Yeah, these guys are not the most skilled people at putting these things together. And I meant to say days, not hours, by the way. Sorry.
And it sounds like we're not going to be able to barter with this giant. Do you want to leave this cask here for these giants? Maybe they can make use of it. I don't think we have use for this.
I'm sure. I don't know if they really have much use for that.
A drinking glass. How nice.
Yes. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are drinkers. Any particular...
It's always nice to have something to put a little water in.
Anything in particular? Anything that I would have heard of?
Water? Have you heard of it?
Oh, water. Oh. Yes, and the other giants we ran into preferred... Well, not preferred.
It's like this, Antaeus, and I'll, like, create water. This is water.
Yes, thank you. The other giants we ran into were fond of alcohol.
Some might be fond of other liquids. We find that water, that's nature's alcohol.
Speaking of natures, I myself am a bit of an herbalist, one might say.
Ah. And what do you do with the herbs?
Yeah.
Do you make antitoxins?
Yeah, to some degree, yes.
And special health revivifying things that bring new life into injured or poisoned things.
Some of them do, yes.
Good.
Not all of them.
That is a good service that you give.
Yes, there's benefits and drawbacks to all of them, but in a pinch. Plus, it makes a little bit of money on the side to fund our endeavors.
This money thing. Some of you really seem interested in it.
Interested in the sense that it's a requirement in the society that we live in. And the more of it you have, the more influence you have, and it's easier to be beneficial if you have more of it, unfortunately.
I will take your word for this thing.
Yes, it is very complicated, as you said earlier, unfortunately.
I would like to not keep all of you. You have many hours' journey. And if you choose the wrong path, many, many more. We will work what we can in the air to make sure the weather is calm, so that you will not see the storms, but know that we cannot control it fully. The closer you get to the castle, the stronger the weather may become.
Speaking of which, do you have any helpful advice on avalanches in case we run into any more of them?
Don't get caught in one.
Oh, yes. The ideal situation. About how far off of the path was this way?
Couple hours.
Oh, before. Okay. Well, if we are successful, perhaps we will stop back on our way back.
Thank you.
Yes, much appreciated. Is there anything we could do for you for your gratitude?
Survive. Be successful.
Yes. I would love to do that more than anybody.
Good. Then we have mutual goals.
Easy peasy.
Yes.
Good luck. Again.
Thank you.
And the four of you can set off back to the intersection from where you were. Forward, eastward, towards the mountain line. The path will start to wind very slowly around the mountain, and as you start moving down this path, you can start to see the castle up ahead. And as you do, the path kind of reaches a point where it kind of splits left and right with the mountain in between it. Like the next layer of the mountain top between it.
Yes.
Which way shall you go?
Did he give us any advice on paths here? Because I may have not been paying attention during that part, aka I actually was AFK, so I didn't hear it.
There is he had no specific directions, and there is nothing to see to try to discern which way is the path.
He did mention we should try to be stealthy and not be seen on our approach. I don't know if we have anything to help with that.
Not necessarily. But they don't have any kind of magical sight innately anyways.
I want to take out the compass that I got to see if it'll point in maybe a...
The compass is spinning like crazy.
Oh, what? You said we saw the castle on the way up, though, right?
Yeah, you can see the castle like dead center if you look up at the top of this peaks of this mountain.
Perfect. I suppose I will go ahead as we're here. I'll go ahead and start bringing out my singing bowl and start doing a little bit of meditating and.
Yeah. You will get back from the augury. The 8 will provide.
Really? Is that actually what he gets back?
Is actually what he gets back.
Oh my god, I'm triggered.
Have I ever heard that phrase before?
Never.
But I know who the. Do I know?
You know
what
what the 8 is? Yeah, you know the 8 is okay. The 8 is a god that was like founded a long time ago, disappeared from like a lot of people's minds, and then was kind of reborn. God. He is kind of it is kind of a minor god, but it is the god of chance and luck.
Well, while we're here, Ivy, do you want me to ask Krazkaran to peer behind the veil of the future to see if you will be successful in your combat?
I mean, if you think that's beneficial, I don't really know how all that god stuff works exactly. I'm either successful or I'm dead, right?
Actually, it just gives me a useful, peaceful advice. Doesn't actually tell me any, yeah. Maybe I can ask Krazkaran for advice for your fight. You want me to do that?
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, sure. So while we're chilling out here, while everyone else thinks of anything else we can do to stealthily approach, I'll take 10 minutes to cast Divination.
Okay.
And let me just burn that effigy from my character sheet. Krazkaran effigies, I have one left. And my useful piece of advice to apply to a question concerning a specific goal or event. So I'll specify the event of this combat. It's supposed to happen within a week, so we expect this to happen within a day or so. And I ask Krazkaran for any advice in the upcoming combat for Ivy.
Fate. Fate is a complicated thing. Fate doesn't always work out the way we plan. If one is steady enough and true enough, fate is nothing more than myth. You must, she must, remember, fate is always fate, but fate is not always right. Fear will ruin her.
He said you're gonna win! No. I can just make my own assumptions about stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like I don't have to. Okay. Ivy, you want it straight the way I interpret my god's words, or would you rather not know?
Sure, give it to me straight.
I'll preface this by I recommend you highly take on Krazkaran as your deity. But he recommends that you keep strong and never relinquish your hope into your success. But I fear he warns that you are fated to seemingly fail this task. But if you remain steadfast and do not give in to fear, you will overcome this fate and will be victorious. But I think this has to do with your death curse and it bringing you weaker when you come close to death. I think as long as you remain confident in your abilities, and perhaps it won't hurt to give Krazkaran some prayer, you will remain strong. And I think there will be a moment where you might think you will die, but you have to be confident in yourself in this moment.
Well, I will consider that all and think on that. I'm not really one for the gods per se, but Krazkaran seems to help you and as a byproduct me, so I'll consider it.
So that was that divination. It took 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In the interim of that, while we're kind of waiting around, he's talking about deities and things. Actually, I'm trying to figure out what do I know about the mistress.
You know the mistress is all about embracing experiences and living life to sort of like its greatest extent, being able to like live for the sake of being alive.
And experiences that are not necessarily common would probably interest her.
Yes, the more unique the experience, the more interested the mistress often is, and the more likely it is that some followers find that they can commune with her and know that she is watching.
While he's doing that, I'll probably find a place close by, but like kind of try to speak to her. I don't, out of character, I don't expect to receive anything, but like kind of speak to her and let her know if if it's interesting and unique experiences that she is interested in, then us being up here on these mountains and most of the other things that we do are pretty unique. Just kind of let her know that maybe she should be paying attention to us.
Little Antaeus, you are such a sweet little thing that provides so many of my followers something so sweet.
Is this like a back and forth conversation, or is this just a voice I hear?
There's a voice that you hear. You don't know if you can commune with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I figure might be in both of our benefits if there were more experiences for us to have.
I think the experience that I would love more than anything to see someone who doesn't understand the joy of new experiences getting to experience one of the most punishing experiences they could have.
Oh, this doesn't sound like a good conversation.
I'll happily watch with great interest. Great interest. Because when he is squashed under the giant's foot, that will be an experience I'll look forward to making sure gets shared with many people.
Excuse me?
He is a stubborn, selfish, self-centered person. A narcissist in many ways. A perfect specimen to be a part of things. He is always giving, but his reasons for giving, what are they? Acceptance by his God, acceptance by society, always boasting about his skills. It will be fun to watch him fall and learn why he should have chosen me instead of that blockhead.
Oh, you're not talking about me. Excellent. That's... Wait, you know Krezkaron?
Krezkaron is a joke. The powers he gives are so cute, the way that it works. He didn't have to do what I did to get here. He got to cheat, convince a bunch of dwarves of all people that he was meaningful and powerful. But dwarves will believe just about anything if you tell the story long enough.
What'd you have to do to get your powers?
I had to convince a goddess of my value.
Oh. That's fascinating, actually.
She was quite interested in what I had to offer. But that is a memory for someone much better than you.
Oh, no.
Well, you may aid my followers. You never pray. You never appreciate what I've given you.
Well, in all fairness, this is the first time I've actually spoken to you.
Yes. Only when you think I'll bail you out.
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I was establishing connections.
When Gulran dies, laugh for me.
Oh, what?
And the voice will kind of fade out.
Well, at least it's easier to make communications with her than it is with the gods, so that's good to know. Well, direct communication anyways. Kind of like look over at Gulran
Seems a little
real
bit
quick.
bitter. I mean,
Why would she be so upset about...
And with that, I think I'll let you guys spend the next week deciding left or right. Good night, everyone.
A literal cliffhanger.
Right is
GG.
always right.
Oh, no. That's never how that works.
we need to go find a magic 8-ball